Strategy and Snark presents Dungeons and Dragons Online. We begin a long journey. We are finally heading to Sharn. Sharn is a humongous pack. It is quite possibly the largest pack in the game. It is at least the largest pack in the game that people actually play the whole thing. It is also one of those separate purchases that you have to buy whether or not you are a subscriber, which is a bit of a sticking point with some people, but this one actually does feel like a full expansion, like full DLC to a regular game. This isn't just here's a couple quests. This was a lot. So to start out, we are here in the harbor. We've got to take a boat to get to Sharn. So we are here at the docks, actually using the harbor for its intended purpose for once. And this colorfully dressed fellow will take us to Sharn. Sharn is a weird city. It is much more urban than we are used to, even on Eberron. Like, Stormreach is technically still like the weird outback compared to the rest of Eberron. Sharn looks kind of like slightly fantasy New York. It's built up of a bunch of these towers. Yeah, here we go. They are super, super tall. Like, look how far down that goes, right? The City of Towers is what it's called. They're basically cheating. The plane of air, I believe, is the local. It's the plane that is affecting the local area, so they can build things way taller than they should be able to, because the plane of air kind of reduces the gravity around here. So lots of interesting architecture. For our purposes, the Sharn zone is really just a big circle up here and another one closer to the tavern down there. There's actually not a lot of ground to cover city-wise. So let's see. Oh, not you yet. So, Summer Coronor for the Clifftop Adventurers Guild. He's going to be our first. She is going to be our first arc giver. So, we are new in town. And in this town, reputation is everything. We don't have the authority to start kicking doors down like we would back in Stormreach. That being said, here's somebody from Vaunt Arcanotechnic. Somewhere in between the Stormreach Beacon, that's what we're here for, the big shiny thing that would normally be in the harbor, Skybeam, it's missing. Ever since the Age of Rage pack. It's here somewhere. We officially don't know where yet, but Isabet has sent for us. Isabet is the lady that... She was the quest giver that gave us that quest that we went underwater to the shipwreck to go get all those weird little magical boxes back. So, she owes us a favor. So she is calling us. She's going to try to get us a meeting with her boss. And maybe we could talk him into helping us find the thing. Like, he's the one who took it, okay? We know this. Our character doesn't know this. So this is obviously not going to go well. I'm going to actually cast my buffs for once. So, even though I am, 5 levels over these quests at this point, Sharn is unusually difficult for its level. So the same way that power creep has made a lot of old named items not as good anymore, this is new enough that these monsters are scaled to a higher degree. Like the monsters in Sharn are tougher than normal. Like, just so be aware, if you're running through here and just like, oh, I did all the other level 15 quests on Elite, just smashing through, I'll just run into Sharn on Elite, you're going to hit a brick wall. Sharn does not take prisoners. So here's Isabet. We can go up to the balcony, and her employer wants to pass along some information about the beacon. How convenient. So, this is not really his office. This doesn't look like much. There he is, by the way. We're supposed to just go upstairs and meet him right there. Suspicious dimension door. He just rented out a hotel. Right, so, la 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 la. Oh no, somebody's bombing the hotel. So, these guys are the Boromar clan. They are basically the Mafia. So, the Mafia is here, wrecking the place. Right as we are coming through here. Like, literally, as we are walking through the place, that's when the bomb goes off. So, we're going to make our way up to where Mr. Vaunt is. There's a couple of enemy groups that spawn in different areas. So, like, right now, I'm going to look over here. There's sometimes enemies right here. And if they're not here, there's more of them in this room. So just if you're running through this quest over and over again, like I've done trying to farm some of the items, because man, the Sharn items are some of the best items we've got. You could absent-mindedly run past an entire group of enemies back there. You know, they're not there the first 3 times you do the quest, you're just speed-running your way through, then all of a sudden there's a whole pack of guys behind you. The other thing to keep in mind here, I'm apparently one room away from the thing I want to point at. These, the Boromar trappers. Kill them fast. The trappers can drop these little mechanical spider thingies, and they explode and do a ton of damage. So always try to either stun or at least either kill, ideally, or at least stun or hold the trappers so that you can take them out before they drop the spiders. There are some optional things in this quest. I know that there's I think it's a fire elemental in the laundry room. I'm not going to run towards the optionals for the most part, but I do know there is at least one here. You can explore a little bit more. There's doors I'm not going to go through because I know the correct path. Right here, we need to fit this lever, and it's going to open a door over here. But there's a trapper right there. By jumping up and getting the drop on him from the bookshelf, I get a little advantage. And I can stay on the bookshelf if I want to. If you're like a ranged character, you can stay on these bookshelves and just blast your spells down on these guys while most of them can't reach you. Impressive jump from that guy. They cannot... They don't normally have the ability to path up there. Anyway. Lever behind the bear. That opens up this door right here. And we're almost at the end of the quest. This is a very short quest if you know exactly where you're going. That door, don't need to go through that door. We're going this way. There's your shrine, and then the boss is right up these stairs. The boss actually spawns after a moment. So if you come in here, you can take out a couple of his minions before the boss is going to run in here. And yes, this is a double boss. You've got little whatever he is, halfling guy, and a velociraptor. My 5 levels are doing me some good here. This is your loot. Get your loot. Okay? Nothing special today. Make sure you loot your chest before you run over here and talk to Vaunt. So here he is. And he basically says, screw you. Nobody was supposed to know I stole the thingy. How dare you follow me? I'm going to back up. Because when he's done monologuing, like he's... The text is still going. There we go. He takes off and forgets to untie his boat. Breaks the platform, and you not only fall, you fall into that conveniently placed tube, and you fall into the equivalent of the sewers. Which is supposed to kill you, but I don't think Vaunt realizes that falling will never kill us. If you fall in there, you get teleported into the cogs, which is the wilderness area for Sharn. It's got its own set of quests in there, and we will be going there, but not first. I usually just talk to him and then run, get back off of the platform, so I get my XP. And then I can recall out normally, and I'm up here instead of having to walk all the way back up here. Let's see. This guy basically says, haha, screw you, I'm surprised you're even alive. And I'm like, yeah, if we were in Stormreach, I would just oops. Did you need those legs? So. We are going to go and try to make some friends. So Zelith here is an inquisitive. It's basically a private eye. So we're going to go and give her some assistance. We're going to help her out, and maybe if we're useful enough, she'll help us track down the beacon, because she is a private eye, right? We scratch her back, she scratches our back. So, there's been a series of murders. Okay, I have to actually click I'm ready to go. There we go. No, buffs. So, we're going to go investigate some murders. And we're actually going to go investigate some murders. At least, it's going to look like we're investigating murders. It's not quite to the level of, I know who done it. The quest where you actually have to accuse somebody specific.
You walk out into the streets of Cogsgate. Towers loom high above.
But,
so tall they block out the night sky. Anyone who knows what's good for them will stay indoors. Rain of blood is
this quest is going to automatically lead you to the culprit. But you do get to do the investigating part. Oh look, Dask. Dask is, I believe that's another one of the gangs? I think so, anyway. So, this is where the first murder took place. A well-decorated apartment. But way back here in the back, if I get far enough. So, there's a dead guy.
After examining the corpse, you can see that he was
killed by a poisoned crossbow bolt. Well, that sucks. He was obviously murdered. A winning gambling ticket. Okay? And a list of debts. So it turns out
Winnings
this
digging
guy
himself out of
basically won the lottery, paid off all of his
after
debts,
getting yourself clear,
and then somebody killed him anyway.
despite clear attempts to make this look like a break-in, all
Also,
of Fallon's valuables are still
even though he had just won the lottery, nobody took any of his stuff. So whoever killed him only killed him for the sake of killing him. And look, some more guys. Doesn't matter what option you pick, you're gonna fight them. I've tried doing other ones, and I think it's even said success, and they still attack me. Like, I'm not convinced that that little social interaction thing works. Doesn't matter. Highly likely they're going to attack you no matter what you said. Anyway, you know, because they're hired to stop you. I'm not interested in your territory. If you wouldn't have jumped up at me, I wouldn't have even known you were there. And again, okay, maybe not the goon because he was around the corner, but when you walk up to a guy, right, and you behead the guy next to him, he should just walk away. He should just put his weapon down and be like, nope, you win. We'll call it a draw, and he should just walk away.
The doors to the gambling hall.
Here we go. Here's the gambling hall.
Chairs are empty, though the nearby tables are
Gambling hall proprietor, also dead.
Looks like the customers left in her
Crossbow bolt, suspicious.
You find a crossbow bolt still lodged
Gambling
in the
ledger.
victim's side. You also notice several gashes on her palms.
A lot of the debtors have ties to the mafia. Big surprise. However, it even tells you, like, if one of the gangs was responsible for this, they would have taken the ledger. And all the money is still here. Whoever killed him didn't take the money from the gambling hall. And yet, all of these dudes still after us. Like, for some reason, we are being heavily targeted. There's an optional here to speak to Cogsgate residents, so pretty much anytime there's a second path you can go, it's because there's a dude down there that you can talk to. And he'll tell you, like, oh, it was great living here until the gangs moved in, or oh, I knew that guy, he was fine. Little things. They're optional. So now we must speak to Zareth again. So she has moved from her office over to this midpoint. So we started out there. We went up, then we went down. Now we're going to go down the middle.
Zealot unlocks the gate, revealing a small lane that goes deeper.
So
into the
around
Cogsgate.
this corner, more gang members. Gang members are going to be the main thing we fight in this entire pack. Right? Because this is an urban setting. This is not, oh, we need to fight the giant crystal elementals that are attacking the city. No, this is like political intrigue. We're fighting the goons and the henchmen. I would like to point out, even in this quest that we're just running down hallways, right? Look how much detail is here. Like random knocked over fruit stands and stuff. Like, they have made this place look crowded.
The door to the pawn shop is unlocked.
Oh no, the smuggler.
The other crime scenes. Inside, the
Let's
shopkeeper's
see.
body lies forgotten
Found some stuff
alongside all
hidden
the
in his
other crimes.
gag, you know, false bottom,
A different body
unmarked
picked up
parcels
the
in
same
there. So
song.
yeah,
A crossbow
again,
bolt dipped in poison and a palm covered in slashes. This time
killed
another
him,
detail
didn't take any of the stuff.
caught his eye.
But this time,
Pin bearing
this
Vaunt
guy was
protecting
apparently an ex-employee of Vaunt.
filled with smuggled goods. Some small packages lie in the cauldron. No doubt they were hidden there so they could be fenced on the black market later.
We
The murderer
finally
could have emptied the pawn shop,
have a
and
clue.
yet only Mord's life was taken.
Somebody broke his
Armed with your findings,
employee
you wonder,
badge, basically.
What connects all these gruesome
So,
crimes? The last of the heavily armed
our
Earthling
private eye
thugs.
friend basically says, yeah, I was kind of afraid that that was going to end up being Vaunt.
The more you learn about
Vaunt is a powerful businessman. So this is like going against...
Fire holds the answers you've been seeking.
I mean... The most obvious one... Like,
The face you remember from
this is like going against Elon Musk.
Despite your
That's
own
basically
thought
what it
again,
is.
you
Mu-
hope that Zulkis is willing to answer your
Not Musk,
questions about
obviously.
murders.
Vaunt has this huge company, tons of employees.
Zulkis steps through a dimension
He's got all of these,
allowing you to smell,
all these henchmen, all these different aspects to his business, but at the end of the day, he's basically got one product, and he's pushing hard to sell it to everybody. But everybody wants it. He makes a good product. Oh, what was that movie? The new CGI Lorax movie. This guy basically made a Thneed. Everybody wants it. He's going out of his way to make them affordable and everything.
Settling over her like the dirt that falls from the streets from above.
So, unfortunately for Zareth, the reason she didn't want it to be Vaunt wasn't just that he's a powerful businessman. Her brother works for him, and it turns out her brother is not being a good person. And actively tried to kill us when we went to confront him. So here's our last crime scene. Another person. Apparently, somebody's been signing their name on the bodies, but he's been signing it in Goblin, so we didn't notice at first. Let's see. This person was trying to run away. Oh, look, the Vaunt security ledger. Somebody was gonna snitch. So the whistleblower got killed is what just happened. So now we definitely have what we need to be like, Vaunt is 100% the one we're investigating. And we knew that already because he tried to kill us and we know he took the beacon. But now the private eye has evidence and she can start, poking from the, I don't know how official she is. It's not like there's a police force here. But we're not the only one after Vaunt. And the Goblin. He's been signing his name. Like he is a known problem. Irk, his name is.
What part of make it look like an accident didn't you understand?
So there's Irk, there's Zareth's brother, and there's another troll. Are you a troll? You might be a scrag. Nah, you're a troll. Well, whatever he is, he's dead. And... I tried to smite him, but he's a slippery bugger. Alright, now he's dead. They do summon these ads, okay? As he takes damage, he summons waves of extra guys. Don't take them lightly. So they dimension door and run away. Don't take those ads lightly. Some of those are artificers. They can cast spells that knock you down. They use force spells, which are hard to resist. You can take a lot of damage really quick if you fail your save and you get knocked down and everything else piles up on you. Be careful.
Zealot shakes her head. Sometimes it's a stranger who holds the knife.
Alright, so we've got...
I let blood cloud my judgment, and I'll pay for that.
No item. These little, like, the Shield Guardian gyroscopes, there's kind of a crafting system in Sharn. It's not... It's not too robust. It's basically, did you pick up enough of the things as you did the quests? Okay, you can have the thing you wanted to craft. That's kind of all there is to it. You just kind of have to go out of your way to actually craft the thing. it's not even... I will say, the weird thing to this crafting system, the crafting item, like the table that you go do the crafting at, is not in this pack. It's somewhere else. But it's only for a couple of the items, and it only gives them like a little bit of a boost, so it's not a huge deal if you don't have that other pack. I want to say they added another one of those tables somewhere else more accessible too. I've upgraded a few of the items. The one that comes to mind off the top of my head is there's a pair of glasses, goggles, and you can craft whatever stat you want onto them. And to do that, I went and I collected up all of the stuff, I dropped them onto the table in the other pack, and I put, I think, Constitution on them or something, because Constitution's kind of rare to get on your goggle slot, and that's what I needed. I was using all my other slots. So, outside of like putting those specific handful of items that have a boost on them, you don't really need the crafting stuff. Most of the items are just by themselves. Alright. More quest. Which one's next? The best laid plan. So we're going to go have a meeting. So supposedly, one of Vaughn's employees is willing to talk, right? So here, this Victor Dabonair here.
This adventure, like so many others, begins.
We talk to him, say, hey,
Supposed to meet a disgruntled
give me the dirt, and he's like, no, I'm not sticking my neck out. However, I left the back door open. Oop.
Looks like getting inside his warehouse won't be a problem.
So he's gonna walk out here,
I don't want to lose my job. If you'll just follow me.
and he's gonna cough when he gets over here to signify that this is the gate we can sneak into the back of the warehouse after hours here and go kind of poke around by ourselves. So he didn't do anything. You hear yet? Okay. He literally has to walk by.
Then he hurries away, disappearing into the night. That must be all.
So we're going in the back door,
Time for
and we're in the warehouse. In the warehouse, you're going to fight some golems, because they... apparently not that one. They're the security. Right? They just have automated security because it's after hours. So we're going to beat up his golems. Oh, now that one. Now that one wants to play. Okay. Our goal right now is look for the blueprints. So what you're supposed to do is run around smashing every single box, waiting for it to just pop out of one of these boxes. It's literally like a little book that's going to be on the ground. You don't actually have to smash them all. If you look carefully, and I'm hoping it'll be somewhere I can demonstrate,
but the sturdy door is fitted with an even sturdier lock.
you should be able to see a little glowy... I'm going to get these out of my way. You should be able to kind of see which crate it's in. Like, I usually get it, so I didn't mean to fall all the way down there. Or there. This is why I play with the camera zoomed all the way out, so I can see if there's floor under me as I'm running around. Climb back up. Okay. Anyway, you can also push Q a whole bunch. I think Q will target it through its crate. So you can just wait until it shows up in your little focus orb. You do get bonus XP for smashing a lot of stuff, but it takes a long time to smash everything, and I'd rather just find the thing. Come on, where are you? I don't think you're in any of these. I don't see anything sparkling in any of these. Sometimes it's in this middle section. I don't see anything here either. Usually I don't have to go randomly smashing things. Maybe down here? Not doing very good on the just wander around until you find it front. Come on, where are you at? I don't see anything here. Or here. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, did they change how this thing spawns? Because I don't remember having a problem finding it before. Just smash boxes until we find it, I guess. We are, by the way, the sneakiest of sneaky, like, we're supposed to be, like, discreetly investigating after hours, and we're just in here, like, breaking over every box. Like, yeah, the evidence will be in this box. I mean this box. I mean this box. Just the sloppiest possible way to investigate. We are still really doing bad. Can I really not see it anywhere? Really, that one little ledge was enough to bonk me off instead of just letting me walk over it? Guess I'll break these boxes while I'm up here. It should not be taking me this long to find it. Like, come on. I've got to be missing something. Wait a minute. I was missing something, and I thought of it as I was climbing. I think I remember them saying they moved the ledger, so it's always just sitting here.
According to this ledger,
So it's just,
all of the movement
you used to
the office upstairs.
break the boxes till you found it. Apparently, it just sits here now, because it wasn't even in a box. Anyway, moving on. So there's the ledger. It's right up at the top of the stairs. This part took me a little while to figure out. We're supposed to get into the manager's office, which I'm going to go show this. That's the manager's office. There's a door over there, but it's locked from the other side. We need in there. We're going to have to go the back way. We're going to have to die hard our way in through the ventilation system. But note, this right here, that is a blue X. Blue X. We are going to see a puzzle in a moment. It's going to be one of those rune wheels. Then we have to turn all three of these wheels to the correct side. But if you didn't look at that before, you'd have to walk all the way back out over here to find that. Or you just brute force your way through. So the door into the ventilation system is actually this grate right here. Which is going to take me a second to jump into. There we go.
Hear a scream of pain.
We step on that button, it blows us up, and there we go. We are in the ventilation system. There is another grate here. We'll come here later. Look at that. Purple circle. Purple O. Now we know 2 of the 3 for the combination. Purple's already even on that one. Let's see. Blue X. Blue X. That was easy. The third one is right there, but you kind of don't need to know the third one. You only need 2 of them because you can just rotate this one until you get it. And look, a bunch of suspicious looking characters all jumped out. They killed that guy, right? Let's see, there's that knockdown I was telling you about. Watch out for that from artificers. They killed Lenny, and then they left, and so all these guys now think we killed Lenny. If you are not over-leveled or playing on normal mode, I suggest you actually aggro those guys and climb back up the way you came. Get out of your storage bin. You can go back here, pull the hireling, and fight these guys way fewer at a time by being way over here. The melee guys will charge up the robot dogs will climb up here and attack. You can take them out, then poke your head out and take out the artificers more one at a time. This is 1 because there's potentially a lot of them at the same time. And 2, artificers can attack you through the floor. So hit this lever while we're here. That's going to open the downstairs door. So when I say through the floor, what I mean is they are down here. So they would be coming up these ramps. They can shoot straight up, hit the bottom of the floor, and the AoE of their detonation spell still affects over the floor where you are. So you could be fighting 3 guys in that room, but you're getting knocked down by the caster who's still on the stairwell just bonking from underneath. So you really don't want to fight in that room. And I thought that door opened, but I guess it was the other door that opened. Oh yes, I remember now. That's how we're going to come back here in a minute. So over where we got the ledger, what's this? There is Victor Dabonair. We have been set up again. Vaunt is trying to kill us. So, we're going to fight a couple of waves of Vaunt's goons. He's just going to keep summoning guards until we have killed so many of them. Yeah, we're going to kill a lot. There we go. Defeat the 4th wave. Okay. I came down here so that I could fight them as they spawn instead of having to wait for them to come up the ladder. Alright. I think that was all the waves. So he is playing with a Vaunt Arcanotechnic. Basically, what Vaunt has made is a device that lets anybody cast spells. Low-level spells, but spells. And you can use it for a lot of things. Imagine having infinite wand of insert any cantrip here. Like, there's tons of ways you could use that. He's using that one. He put a force field around himself and made it so we couldn't, like, break through. It's also stopping him from teleporting away, which is fine. The lever we flipped in the office opened this gate where we saw that purple room. Dropping down here, we're still in the same ventilation shaft we took before. Now we're in the basement where they keep the good stuff, like a riot suppressor. So, here is the prototype. This is what we came here for. There we go. If you get more of them, you get more XP. To get more of them, you have to kill these golems. Because the golems are actively running towards the prototypes as a form of security. They are the self-destruct system of this place. If they destroy it, a forge wraith spawns and attacks you. If you kill the golem before it gets to the goods and destroys it, no forge wraith, and you get the potential bonus XP from having done the optional. The cannons are somewhat threatening if you don't have a lot of HP, because you can't really resist their damage very easy, and they kind of shoot continuously. Like, we'll watch this thing. Hey, you, shoot me. Hey, you, shoot me. See, they're doing force damage tied in there. And force damage is dangerous. I'm on normal mode, and I have a monstrous amount of HP, so not a big deal to me. What do we got? Nothing. That's the way we came in. We could go back upstairs, but we wouldn't be able to finish the quest. We have to stop rampaging golems. We have to come in here, and we have to kill them. So I killed one of them in time, but not the second one. So there's him, and there's the forge race. I don't get to get the thing because it smashed it, but I do get this one. So we are stealing his tech, presumably so that we can hand it over to somebody who can study it and find out what's going on.
Oh, is that a fire? Nobody goes in or out until we find them. Don't just stare there, gawking. Move!
There we go.
You hear the
So we're done with the basement. We've stopped all of the golems. Now we must confront Victor. So we have to walk back upstairs. Fortunately, we can just walk up to him, although we do have to take out a couple more things. Keep in mind, if you did not do the waves of guys, you still have to do that, because you could have just gone straight back into the ventilation system from that office, and he would still be summoning waves of guys right now. So since we already did it, we only get the one wave. Basically, it's not even a wave, it's just the guys who are in that room. And he is going to give up as soon as we get there. Because here he is under attack from Forge Wraiths. Forge Wraiths do a lot of fire damage. They've got a fire attack. I think they've got fire shield. So if you can cast fire resistance, he'll do a lot better against them. So we kill him, and then he surrenders. And you have to choose whether you will take the prototype here and let him go, or whether you're going to kill him. We're a paladin, we're going to let him go. And I'm going to take this prototype. And my loot. If you kill him, you have to fight another Forge Wraith. Because he comes back as a Forge Wraith. So if you don't want to fight, just let him go. There's no downside to letting him go. Alright. See this? The 12? We brought the prototype back to somebody who's actually on our side. I want to say we got what? 2 quests left on this portion of the story? Savia Portalis. Sharn City Council. So what we're going to do is we're going to try, and we are going to ask her for a favor to go with the mob theme here. we are going to basically ask the mob to stop helping Vaunt. It's really what it comes down to. It's like, it's basically what we're doing. And it's first thing we're going to do, this guy is telling us to go away. I choose not to go away. So all of these guys are going to attack us. These are just thugs. They actually have very little to do with anything. They were just there to just be ruffians, to give a little flavor to Sharn. So we're going to go to the nightclub. So we go up here. So you can either just give the bouncer your name, or you can say, "Don't you know who I am? I've done all of these things," and he's going to say, "I don't care." You give him the name, he says, "Ah, yes, you're on the list. Go on in." So, Regina Boromar, as in the Boromar clan. She runs the nightclub. Her assistant is telling us to leave her alone for now. She's they're in the middle of an interview. They're just trying. It's a completely reasonable request he's making. Like, hey, I know you have a meeting. Let her finish her song thing so she can test out this new talent. Go check around the place. Look around. Make sure everything's in order. By the time you get back, she'll be ready for you. Completely reasonable. The only thing you can really do, you have to go into each of these rooms. The only thing you can do are these little optionals. So, anything weird around here? Nothing? Cool. If you have the right skill, repair or disable device, you can help fix the lever, and that'll let these raptors out. They're nice raptors. They're on your side. They are trained. I don't have those skills, so we're not getting that open. The lever's broken. We need to go and check on 2 more rooms. This is the gambling hall. There is nothing to do here other than continue on. There's no optional there. And this is I think this is just the bar. You talk to Tiny. And he says something's weird with his bottles back here. If you have heal or spellcraft, you can untaint the beer, basically. I don't have those skills either. We have use magic device. That is it. So now that we have went and talked to everybody, we are now allowed to talk to Regina. Hey, you. Stop helping Vaunt. And she's like, why? And then we're under attack. The Dask break in using these harpies that know Dimension Door. So we now have to run back around the tavern to where these red dots are and take out these guys who have teleported in to try to take over the place. Note, they are all Dask. Dask is the rival faction. And again, is it a coincidence, okay, that they attacked when I was here? No. They were sent by Vaunt. Vaunt's been double dealing. He's got both of the crime syndicates working for him. Possibly without them knowing that they're working with the other one. He's actively trying to kill me. He doesn't realize I'm 5 levels over level and he's on normal mode. Alright, you have to kill... I forget how many of them, but you run over here, you kill a certain number, you run back to the main stage, because a mini-boss showed up. So we have to run all the way back. I would love to Dimension Door if I had it with me. And here's Crusher. He is a gargoyle. We're going to beat the crap out of him. After you beat Crusher, you get a shrine. These shrines are here for a very short amount of time. If you're going to use the shrine, beat Crusher, jump on that shrine. You do not have a lot of time. I am not going to use it, so I'm just going to run over here because we're going to get another wave of dudes teleporting in to attack this place. So I'm going to try to position myself so I don't have to run as far to get to the one in the back. One down. Oh, there's usually one. There's usually one in this room. That's interesting that there's not. Maybe that's because I'm only on normal or because I didn't take out the one in the kitchen yet. How dare you try to take over the kitchen? Really? There we go.
More dimension doors have opened nearby.
Ah, yeah. Now it's popped up in the room I was already in. So we basically did this half, then we went here, then we're doing this half. Every major room got a teleporter specialist. And there's one more, and then we'll go and fight the boss that's going to pop up there. If you're familiar with these quests, they're not very long. They've got a lot of potential to be long if you don't know where you're going, and you don't know, like, what order to do the things to maximize your, or to minimize your time. I will say most of these are fairly easy to find. Just barely killed her before her stone thing went off. If you're being turned to stone, do the obvious thing and literally turn your character around. Just literally turn around. That's all it takes. You've dealt with the task, kept Encore safe through. Apparently, who's Tibor? Yeah, a higher up in the Boromar clan. Now, we have done the clan a favor on this, the day of Encore's trial. And because we've done them a favor, she's going to try to pull some strings and get Vaunt booted out. So there's, at least we have somebody in the Boromar clan trying to distance from Vaunt. We've reduced his power base a little bit. Grab our item, and we're moving on to the last quest of this part of the chain. So this is Isabet's uncle. Well, no, this is Isabet's cousin, then. See, I thought this was the guy. But he's saying... Okay, anyway. Working backwards on the family dynamics is not important. What is important is that we are doing the last quest of this first section of Sharn. There are 2 major story arcs, plus 10, I think, quests in the wilderness area. Technically, the first quest of this story arc was Lost at Sea, the underwater one. So, there's a saga here. We're going to get a whole bunch of XP for free. You need to go do that free quest It's part of the saga. It is counted as part of this chain. So, we are here. I'm going to wait to buff. Here's Casper. We give him the password. We step on his raft. He is Isabet's uncle, I believe. So that's what was throwing me off, is I was under the impression that he was the uncle.
I assume this is about your request to join the Platinum Convoy?
But the quest giver also called him the uncle. So if Isabet and the quest giver both call this guy uncle, does that mean that they are brother-sister? Or cousins? Or what? I don't know. Maybe he's just a friendly old guy. I'm misunderstanding the dynamic here. In any case, here we have Vaunt. That's the one in the middle, having a meeting with an Aurum official. The Aurum, we've already killed a bunch of them in a couple places. They're basically a wealthy merchant family, is as close as you need to know about the Aurum. That's kind of all they are, is a merchant society. An unscrupulous one most of the time. Here's Isabet. And here is Vaunt killing Isabet. He's got a couple of mercenaries here. That one, very goblin-shaped, right? That's Urk. We've already fought him. And I believe we may have seen the Knoll in one of the other quests. Because Vaunt has his own group of evil adventurers. And we fight them a couple times, because every time we get close to killing them, they teleport away. We actually did kill. We actually do kill Urk. A couple times. So, we get ambushed by some gnolls because they were keeping watch. I'm going to take their hoverboard. We can fly now. Yeah. Flight is no longer your advantage. All right. We're supposed to keep Casper covered. Is what we're doing now. Okay. So he is going to move this this raft. We are going to fly ahead of him and kill all the enemies. Because he wants to get to Isabet. He thinks that she could still be alive. I don't know why we don't just bust in that door. Like, how do we know how to follow her? We're just going to go forward generally, flying through the city. In order to fly, I'm using spacebar to point myself up, and then I kind of go up at an angle when I push W to go forward. It's a little wonky to describe, but it works fine. You can also just kind of use the mouse button, or hold right mouse button, aim where you want to go, and just push forward. Now, getting your sword to actually hit things kind of takes a few tries. This is way easier if you're like a caster or an archer. If you... now keep in mind you've only got a limited time on the sword sled, okay? And you only get another one by killing somebody who has one and taking it from them. If you can't fly... If it runs out or you died and had to get resurrected or whatever, there is a way to walk through this whole quest. You walk, you climb up the stairs, you go through a door right over there and it's going to take you to the other side of the quest, and eventually you'll either get to where you need to go, or you'll find a dedicated sore sled spawn.
It's the stupid who die first, dimwit.
Replies the goblin.
Alright, I'm pretty sure we're ready to go forward.
Pets soften them up.
There is not.
Move before the
What the hell?
fireworks start.
The game legitimately says there's a lever right here. What? What does this do? It's an invisible lever in midair. And there's some source sleds over here. What? What is this invisible? Now I can't even see it. There it is. What is this? I don't think this is supposed to be here. Hello, lever. I am lever. Wonder what that does. Hope I didn't break the quest. If I had to guess,
Goblins have taken up atop a nearby wine shop.
that little cutscene there where we got told off by the goblin for daring to follow. I betcha that one of these guys is programmed to flip that lever, and that's what... Maybe that's what spawns the actual wave of bad guys to show up. I don't know. It has something to do with that cutscene, I'm sure. We are probably not supposed to be able to interact with it. So, bomb bats. They are bats that explode.
A swarm of bats clouds the street before you. Some kind
Come here,
of
bomb bat.
on their bodies as they slid about.
Bats are just as fun to try to hit when you're on this sled as normal.
The door of a nearby
There we go.
shop opens, and another cloud of bats
Get
swarms
even
out.
more bats. At least I can glancing blow and take out more than just one bat at a time. Now, I missed this my first time through. You also need to come bang your way through this building. Because even though they're inside the building, Casper will not move until you have cleared this building out. Like, I think this is clear the wine shop. You have to actually clear the wine shop, or he will not move the,
More to come, I'd wager.
he won't move the
Head north,
sled.
friends, up the skyway.
It's not a sled.
I'll watch your back.
Raft, I guess. Where are you at? Is he ahead of us now? No, he was still at that bridge. We had to kill all of that before he even started going around the corner. So we have to clear the bookshop. So we're gonna go
Inside the book, goblins scramble to release
go trap.
a clutch of bats from their
This is where the bomb bats were coming from. All right, now that
Circus. Who's going to explain this mess to the city?
now
watch
that the
come
bookshelf or bookstore is clear, we can continue on.
behind you. Shadows move among the arches of a nearby market.
More ambushes. Vaunt is... There's no way that Vaunt didn't know we were going to be here, right? Not only did we get ambushed right after the meeting, and he specifically killed the relative of the guy I think he knew was spying. Get out of that bush. He's been actively trying to kill us at every turn, right? No more threats lurk in the market. I've only got 30 seconds left on my source sled.
Fire cannon
This is an airship. We defeat the airship by taking out its main cannon. Once the cannon is gone, well, cannon and the guys on deck, then the boat is disarmed and we can move on. I'm almost out of flying power, which really is gonna suck, so I'm gonna try to get my last couple seconds to fly right up that tower. Whew. I don't have to run across all of the traps all over the staircase. I should have picked up another source sled the last time we saw a bad guy who had one. And not sat there playing with the invisible lever. Alright, the tower is free of goons. We're on foot now. But there is a door down here. This is technically optional. We can go beat up Scrappy here. That gives us a shrine. And new source sleds. You don't have to go down there. If your sled is going fine, don't bother. Now this section, we're going to get attacked by 3 airships at the same time. It is more efficient. Come on. There we go. 3 airships. They are... Yeah, 3 airships. I'm not really going to take much damage, but the best way to do this is you actually back up. Just immediately back up as soon as they spawn, because there's going to be other loose guys on source sleds that will come to you. Where'd they go? Right there. So you can take those guys out first, potentially get a source sled if yours is running low, and then ideally you range these. You use spells or bow or something to kind of reduce the number of things shooting at you at the same time. Again, I have 1.5 million HP and we're on normal mode, so I don't have to care. But play it safe. It's very easy to suddenly start taking a bunch of damage, and because they're all ranged guys attacking you, it's what? 12 different things shooting at you at the same time? Easy to get overwhelmed. We don't have to go in there. We're actually just about at the end here. Well, the end of the flying section. Where are you at? I don't see him on my map. Oh, there he is. He's the star. So now that he's finally catching up, I'm actually going to just land on his platform, and I'll make him do the work. This does 2 things. 1, it kind of gives a minute for your team to regroup if somebody didn't have a source sled. And 2, by riding on his raft for this last little section, you know he made it, right? You didn't accidentally leave 1 goblin behind. And so he's stuck way back there, and he's not going to catch up because there's 1 goblin in the way. I know I'm okay because I'm riding his sled to this spot. Now, this is easy for me because I still have a source sled. We actually want to fly up over onto this ledge, because as soon as we pass that mark there, we lose our flying. If you do fall down, because it's kind of a big jump, if you don't have a source sled and you can't make the jump, there's ladders. You can kind of float along the ground right there until you get to the ledge there and climb up the ladder. We're just about at the boss. So first, we're going to fight Gish Hellion. They even pretend they have a level 200 guild. That's higher than my guild, on my account. So we're going to very easily cut through his friends, and he does a lot of gratuitous combat rolls. But as soon as he's about to go down... Oh, we do get to kill him. He'll be back. There we go. There it is. There's the dimension door scooping him away.
Before you can finish him off, a chanting voice calls your attention to the north and above. A tiefling sorcerer completes his spell on a ledge above you.
Now we go fight Urk.
Reappearing at the sorcerer's side. With another quick gesture,
You pull the lever, it brings the movie thingy elevator. Push the lever again, and it's going to send you to the boss fight. It makes it a little awkward if you push the lever before your party is ready. When you see those blue things, move. That is him taking aim at you. And you're going to have a bunch of little bombs going off behind you if you stay put. We are looking for Urk. He runs around a lot. He also teleports. So even if I find him, I might not get to him before he moves again. Apparently he's that way. According to the hireling, he's that way. Ah, there he is. He was stealthing. And now he's going to teleport away. We fight a bunch of extra goblins that he calls in to help. Oh, he just ran right back to me. Okay. I will just do free damage. And away he goes again. Now I gotta find him again. Get out of here, regular goblin. Got a red goblin to attack. Where are you at, Urk? I don't really think it matters if you kill these goblins, because I think they'll just keep respawning in order to help hide where Dirk is. Come on. There you go. I'm using tab to target him, right? Because I cannot actually see him. He was very much in a stealth mode right there. I didn't see him. I pushed tab and it highlighted him. Well, if I could see you, I would kill you because you're at like 1 HP. Oh, there he is. And he's out. You have defeated Urk. Urk. Kind of. Oh, now we have to get to Isabet. Hurry. Alright. All is not well. So now that we talk to the body, we instantly get our XP, but we don't have our loot yet because they have to play the cutscene. So there's Urk. He is using a self-resurrection item in order to get up, teleport away, and he's going to get resurrected. The bad guys are finally doing what the players have been doing all along, and it's just raising everybody en masse. That item, Jack Gibber's blade, that he says he's using to keep himself alive, you can get one of those. It will resurrect you from the death. We can take our loot at any point here. I got an item finally. What'd we get? I'm going to put it in my inventory just in case we break out. My child. Okay. So his nephew was the one we talked to. So yeah, cousin. Her cousin. So she's dead. Vaunt killed her. Now we kind of have this personal connection to taking Vaunt down, but we were going to take that down anyway because he tried to kill us, and we are powerful adventurers, and we don't let people just try to kill us. I think if Isabet had been in a few more quests, like if she would have been a little more than just basically the secretary, I'd feel kind of bad, but also, why is it that I cannot just right-click on her and push the resurrection button? I can literally just... Want me to... Is she not quite dead yet? Is that what it really is? Is she just sleeping? I could... Oh, even a cleric cannot aid her now. That's just They're trying to prevent me from saying, why can't I just resurrect her? You used to have to wait for the entire cutscene to play before you got your XP and your loot. For the sake of making it easier on the people farming, they moved the XP and the treasure a little earlier in there. What was our item, by the way? Mana, blurry. Blurry's fine, but we already have that. Little more defense. And most importantly, nearly finished. This is one of the items that you have to go to the other pack and spend all of those little bits and bobs we've been picking up in order to give it one more bonus. Sorry about your cousin. Thanks for the axe. And now we get one more. Do you actually give me a reward? We get one more reward from the Arc Giver. Well, that's interesting. I didn't notice that until just now. Because I am level 20, it's giving me the rewards as if I finished the epic version. So, this Constitution plus 12 ring, it's level 31. I can't wear that for 11 more levels. That stuff will sell for more gold. Anyway, so that's the first arc. We've set up Vaunt as the bad guy. Now, we're going to follow the path. Jump down here to phase 2, where we're going to systematically take his entire company apart. Here is our new Arch-Giver right here, the Sharn City Council. The council's kind of been turning against Vaunt, but they're having trouble just moving against him directly. If only there was this third party with no political connections that could go and beat the crap out of whoever they wanted. Yeah. Now we've got the government on our... We have the government on our side in that they won't prosecute me for wrecking shit. And that is all I needed. So, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be back for phase 2. Well, that was a doozy of a break. I've actually been sick for the last 2 weeks, so finally getting back to doing the second half of Sharn here without coughing and sneezing all over the place. So, I believe last thing I mentioned was that we actually have the government's blessing to go in and start messing with Vaunt's stuff. So you can actually... Yes, let's not forget to actually grab the quest. So the 12, that's from our club. We're going to be grabbing quests from all 4 of these guys, but we're locked into one at a time because we haven't done them yet. This little elevator thing right here, this is going to be the quest entrance for every single one of the quests in this little section, which at first didn't make any sense to me, but apparently it's an elevator. So, a magic elevator that goes sideways as well, because I really doubt these places are just on top of each other. So, little out of practice since I've been out of it, but if I remember this, yeah, I've done this quest a lot of times because there was an item I wanted. And it took a long time to get. There's a lot of... I'll just say now, there's a lot of good item sets in this quest pack. So, I don't think any of my characters have not gone through here just on the off chance of getting a random item and maybe someday happening across a set bonus or reducing a future grind. Can never have too many Sharn items. They're almost all good. So, these guys. This Mistwalker guy playing security, right? Suspiciously moving people out of the way. And Zulkus, of course, the guy that we have already chased down once. Very suspicious, right? You do actually have to talk to the manager here. I have done this quest and got all the way to the boss. You can beat the boss and loot the chest and not finish the quest because you forgot to talk to the store manager. Anyway, the security systems are these little... I think that's actually Evolved Arcanotechnic sitting on there. Anyway, force field controls. Push button, go down. You can only open them from one side, so you're going to end up going clockwise around this quest. The enemies are not active until you are within a certain range. I forgot I had adrenaline on there. We are looking for the crests. The crests are somewhat randomly placed. There's typically 2 on the ground floor and then 2 right above us on the balcony. Normally using Q is going to highlight where they are, but this quest is not that large, like distance-wise. Should be just fine making a loop of each floor. The only thing that really slows you down is that you can't target these guards from far away. So like I'm pushing tab. I can't even right click to hard target these from a distance. I have to run up close before they will aggro on me. Which for me is fine because I'm a melee. It's a little more annoying if you're playing something like a insta-kill caster where you need to hard target something in order to blast it. Wow, I found none of the crests in that little... Oh, I found a crest. Of note, if you have an area effect spell such as Fireball, you can just yeet the Fireball at them and it will count. Like once it makes contact with them, the Fireball will explode and they will take damage. So you're not completely out of luck if you're a caster. I believe it also works the same way for a archer. There's the other one. Archer, just line up your shot manually, fire. When it makes contact, it'll do damage. So I really just walked past the first one right at the beginning. And left one of these guys behind, apparently. So to get to the second floor, just take the ramp. Ramp goes up. There's usually some iron golems on the bridge to get to the balcony over there. I say balcony, it's veranda? I don't know what the actual term is for the second floor open floor plan thing. Anyway, this little table, that's another potential spot that the crest can spawn. Oh, I'm using Q. I can tell that Crest of the Monkey is right here, so we're going to walk around the wall. The crests will always have a group of enemies standing near them. So if you can't see the crest or you don't like using Q, you can just kind of look for the enemies. The enemies will also give you a hint as to where they're at. And there we go. Crest of the Snake. Bonk them. I have not got a single one of those cleaves to hit 2 people at the same time. I must be really out of practice. I was gonna say maybe they're just tougher enemies, but I looked at my die and I'm rolling 1 and 3 apparently. Okay, we have the crests. Whatever. We'll get back in the groove of things. Yeah, this way. So, throw these crests in here. Note that if you are standing on the left side of this little wooden thing, it will tell you that the thing is blocked. You have to line yourself up kind of pedantically accurately to get some of those to go in their slot. I know the first time that happened to me, I thought that I had like just missed a crest, and I went running around trying to find the crest. I had the crest the whole time. That little bit of wood was in the way, so I wasn't allowed to put the crest in. I'm sticky and literally stuck on the stupid box trying to climb. This door is just a lever. Okay. Okay. We didn't crash. That not super sure why the internet's bouncing around like that, but we're making progress. I don't know why the worker constructs are mad at me, like I didn't do anything. We should be going after this guy. So, here's the informant. Here's the guy we've been sent in here to help. He needs his notebook. His notebook was taken by Vaunt. Well, by Vaunt's associate, right? It was... what's the word? Allegedly taken by Vaunt. So, we're going to go and get it back. He tells us it's up by the sky coach dock, which is on the roof. Basically, get to the chopper. Don't get too hasty and run through the door. The key that we need is just immediately to the right here. Then you go through the door. The key is always there. It's just sitting there. You just have to walk over and take the key. Do not forget the key. Again, these little security robot orbs are not going to wake up until I walk over there. So we're going to jump on the rafter and then beat them up. They shoot little force damage bolts, so they kind of will do an annoying amount of damage despite your defenses. And this is where we use that key. In here, and we have to do a puzzle. I'm not sure why they bother, because it's a very easy puzzle. There's no trap involved. It's just get that to that. That's it. Alright? Whoop. Done. And that's going to unlock that door directly across the way, with suspiciously no way to get there other than climbing the rafters? Who would design their airship dock to have to go through the rafters? Like, yes, there's this little lever here, and it's going to spawn a ladder right here. So everybody else can just climb up the ladder if somebody falls down. Why would you have a retractable ladder to your airship dock? Presumably this is where your cargo's coming through. Do you just yeet all your cargo off the balcony? Just, hey Fred, catch. Go put that on the shelf on aisle 3. This is a store, right? Alright, here's our boss. We've got, Growl Lady? Maybe? I don't know. And that is a manticore. That smile is pretty creepy. I don't know if you can see that very well. But man, those things are creepy looking. If you have insta-kill abilities, the Manticore is actually not. Okay, there we go. The Manticore is not immune to instant death. It's kind of just a regular enemy. Then as the boss takes damage, these little crates that were right here will break open and more security bots fall out. I killed her quick, so they kind of all tried to spawn at once. If you have trouble with the ones on the rafters, if you hit those 3 or 4 at a time and those guys on the rafters do a bunch of damage to you, fight by keeping an eye over there and then go kill them off as they spawn, so you're not surprised at the little floating cannon shooting at you. Clicking on the journal ends the quest, and we can take our loot. None of which jumps out at me. I'll take that. And the money. And we're out. 1 down. I've done that quest a lot of times. There are some optional things in there. I want to say there's like a secured, like, vault type room that you can beat up a shield guardian. Either a shield guardian or an iron golem. I don't remember. I don't usually do the optionals because there's no named loot there. I'll do them once just to see it. But at this point, there's so much XP in the game. I don't usually go out of my way for the just XP things. So, this one. Now that we've got the journal, right? We've got the research telling us, oh, these Vaunt's Arcane Assistant, right? The things that let the people cast spells for free, basically. They ain't free. And there is a nice official over here who is not appreciative of Vaunt making money by virtue of killing off his clientele over time. Because that's the rub, right? There ain't no free lunch. The more you use the little magic... I mean, it looks like a book, right? The little magic book, you flip open to the spell you want, click the button, cast the spell. The more you use it, it's using your soul to charge it, right? That's why we couldn't revive Isabet, supposedly, in the first chain, because she had been drained of soul by either using the thing too much or just Vaunt killing her using one. There wasn't enough to bring back. This guy, High Priest of Kolkoran, yeah. This is an important person in the city. This is one of the priests of Kolkoran, which I want to say is Eberron's god of commerce. So we've got, I think the god of money is telling us to go ruin this guy. Like, okay. He's giving us a direct personal coach. You know, he meets us on his, like, balcony, right? Sends us into Vaunt's workshop and tells us to fuck shit up. So we're going to. And we ain't going to get in trouble. If we would have tried to pull this off without the support of the city council, even like just the tacit support, right? It's not like they would ever own up to telling us to be here. They're just not going to prosecute. We would never be able to pull this quest off. Not without being super stealthy. Pull a lever, door opens right there. No point in climbing up there, but you are going to get these shield guardians. So, I've done all these quests a lot. But this one, you're going to have this, basically the same room like 5 times in a row, there's going to be a bunch of guys blocking our ramp down. Ideally, aim for the trapsmith, because he makes you sticky, and I don't like being sticky. What does sticky do? Makes you run slow. I don't want to run slow. I want to run fast and beat these guys up. Hey, all of you, come stand around me so I can cleave you all at the same time. Hey, it worked. I mean, it mostly worked. It worked more than it hasn't so far. We're going to do it again. Yeah, at least we hit him that time. Now we're going to do it again. Remember, I am a level 20 character running through a level 16 quest on normal mode, okay? So I'm going to have a very easy time clobbering all these guys. Sharn's enemies are stronger than anything else at their level, okay? I know this looks easy, but that's because I'm over level doing it on normal mode. You just jump in here and you're only level 16. These guys are going to take an extra hit that you're maybe not used to swinging. You know, you do... What did we just do before this? Veil. You do Veil, everything dies in a couple, like 2 hits. You come here, takes 4 hits. It's... I just want to hammer that home that these enemies, especially if you are a spellcaster, they have higher saves, they have evasion a lot of the time. This place can be, or this whole pack can be rough if you're not aware of it. So just don't jump straight into elite mode. Alright. This room, we have to hit these levers, and I believe that they're random. Maybe not, but I never seem to get the right one on the next try. Fine. Neither of you? Yeah, there's no way that you're always number 2.
Another pipe breaks, and the machinery itself.
So, oh, come on. Pull all 5 of these levers, and then get out of the room. I have that mass elemental resistibility, but just keep in mind you're going to want at least acid resist when you're jumping through here, probably fire too. Only one person needs to hit those levers, and you can get away with getting the hirelings to do them. The problem is you won't get the feedback of the valve is locked or whatever, so you won't. It's harder to tell if the hireling is failing or if the hireling just is hitting the wrong pipe. I ran straight forward there because I wanted to get the bad guys out of the way. But there is a crumbly floor trap here. I just habitually bypass it by walking on the minecart track. Because the minecarts, Zavant doesn't want his minecart to go blurp. There's an optional fight down there if you really want to. Or if you fall down, right? But if you stay on the minecart track, you'll never fall down. There's going to be another group of enemies right over here. And now we're almost done with the quest. Tell your hireling to stay put. First outside of that room we hit the first levers at, right? But also up here. Tell your hireling to stay behind. And make sure that you've got your fire and acid resists up. We're going to come down here and start sabotaging this machinery. This is not a puzzle. You just literally pull each lever. And then similarly, valve over here, valve over here. And this last valve here, you have to hit the 2 levers beside it first. And that is the last one. So, lots of trap. You got electric floor, you got fire geysers, you got acid geysers. Jump up and go back up the way you came. Kind of cut that corner to minimize how much trap you're walking in. More of those giant beetle constructs are going to spawn right on the other side of the wall there. Apparently only one on normal mode. And there's going to be more of those little electric ball guys. Security constructs. As we head our way over. Back the way we came. This is the equivalent of the escape, right? We're going to escape back to the giant ramp that normally twists up. And oh no! Somebody gets mad that I messed with their stuff. So we're going to beat up the robot. When it gets to half health, turn and kill the ads. It spawns guys on your left, on your right, and a couple right up here along the path it came. If you just YOLO the boss and ignore them, you're going to be getting hit by a lot of extra ranged magical damage. You might not survive. I always break away from the boss at the halfway point. As soon as those things spawn, just run over there, whack them out. Still no items. And rather than make us walk the rest of the way up, we can just recall. Alright. Which one's the next one? Gotta just remember what the next one is. It's not coming to me, although I'm sure I'll know what it is the second we get inside. Yep, I know which one. Oh, fuck this one. This is the one that I hate farming. The quest itself is not bad, right? But this one has the most annoying little random bit to it. A random bit that causes backtracking. My favorite. So what we've got here is we're supposed to be going and finding another one of the guys who has turned on Vaunt. He's going to talk. We could take him, he could appear in a court of law. And he's going to help us take Vaunt out. Economically. Socially. Legally. Just not literally. Unfortunately, somebody beat us to it. So our informant's room is wide open. Dead guys sitting in here, and it's the fuzz. No matter what you say to him. Basically, the cops are here already. You walk into an active crime scene and they're like, look, suspect number 1. You cannot make him happy. He will, however, let you get a head start on trying to track down Evan. Because Evan, the guy we're here to meet, is not one of those corpses. He's missing. Now, normally, optionals mean you don't have to do it. But in this case, you actually do need to talk to a couple of them until it tells you to go look in the bar. Look, we didn't even get XP. It says optional. It's not. You need to talk to them so that you know to go to the bar to look for him. That is also going to trigger Forge Wraiths are going to spawn in this little stretch right here. I think they're the only ones in the quest. Is just this little hallway. That one threw me off. Do not click on this. This is the exit to the quest. You'll have to start over or take an XP penalty. This is the door you want. Out into the actual bar district? I don't know. Sharn itself. It looks complicated. It's not. There's just this platform. It's round. You want to jump down to this little guard tower looking thing that's straight across from where you come out into the town. Straight across. It takes you into the bar. In the bar, you have to talk to everyone. So just boop, talked. Talk, talk. Talk. Talk, talk, talk. Talk, talk. Alright, now. Somebody, I don't know which one. You just have to talk to everybody. Somebody said he was with a woman in black. We have to find the woman in black. This guy wants to talk to us. You can actually just jump over him and ignore him. He is not required, as opposed to everything else. He basically just threatened you to back off. And now, the worst part of the quest. The woman in black is randomly down there somewhere. And this is a pretty big, windy area. You can get back up by finding these doors marked stairs up, and it'll bring you back to the upper section, but she's never going to spawn on the upper section. She will always be at the bottom. And not only that, she will not spawn at all unless you've triggered a specific set of enemies. So I believe this little bridge section right here, so I kind of jumped straight down. This little section right here, some spot here triggers some mysterious assassins to spawn on the map. Once they have spawned, and they will kind of more or less slowly work towards you, now she should be somewhere on the map. So I'm just using Q while running around on the ground, trying not to run into the ruffians because I don't really want to just do the extra fight for no benefit. There's a bunch of guys who try to mug you. You just kill them. Like that guy. If I get too close... there she is. If I get too close to the... Hey, no. Come back here. If I get too close to them, they'll try to mug me, and I'll have to kill them. She, the hireling, you saw her running off? It's because she noticed the mysterious assassin and was going to run back to fight it. So, we found the lady in black. In record time, I might add. I'd never find her this fast. But you have to step into that little section I showed. Some spot there triggers her to spawn and the mysterious assassins, and I was kind of hoping that they would catch up so that I could show you the assassins. You talk to her. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you say. She's going to show you a door. If you have a rogue or anyone who can disable traps, let them go in first. If you have squishies, like wizards, or maybe you don't want to take your cleric into danger, leave them outside. This room is trapped. If you talk to her, all those traps are going to go off, and she's going to leave you to die. And the only way to disable the trap is to literally disable it, or put on your throwing weapon, or your best ranged fireball type AoE spells, and just break these pipes. If you break, you can start breaking them and you'll have a head start. See, door's already open. Left is easier. When you jump down here, go left. There's no spikes. It'll take you to the same spot. Go right if you want an extra treasure chest. But you have to deal with spikes. Spikes and a rust monster. So, a lot happened there. Blow up the pipes. When the pipes are all broken, the floor is going to open up and you can pursue the lady. Now I'm going to recall my hireling to me. If you just talk to her, those traps are just going to shoot fire and acid and everything at you all at the same time. By hitting the pipes first, she goes into her dialogue mode, and you have a couple extra seconds to take out even more of the things before the traps actually go off. They had barely gone off by the time I was down and in the pit. I probably would have been in the pit before they went off at all if I wasn't pointing out the pit was open. And like I said, aim to the left at the split. Easy. Aim to the right and dodge the spikes if you want to fight the rust monster and get the chest. After that, just drop down. We're looking for 3 valves. Conveniently, if you go the rust monster way, you're right next to one of them. I'm going to beat up some undead rats with a lot of HP.
You find yourself in a small corner.
These valves are technically randomly placed. I can see there's one over there.
Suspicions are correct.
Is there one over around here? No.
Cannon has a hideout somewhere nearby.
This guy
What the cat dragged in.
is another associate of the cop that we met before. He does not like him very much. He is a bounty hunter. The cop has told him to go after Evan. So what he's talking about when you talk to him, guess we'll go the whole way. He sees these. He knows something probably happens if you light them up. This is what the valves do.
Bellows down the hall. That's the second night.
I want to say this is where you come out of the sewer if you go on the left path. So both of them will land you
The secret door just popped open.
within range of one of them. If you talk to him at all, I think, you get that bonus XP, and he says, hey, the door's open, come back. There we go, door's open. So there's a shrine right there. You cannot, this is one-way door. Use the shrine. Jump in. Tell your hirelings to hold still. We're going to do, there's this, it's a cute little section where we slide down some of the water. Okay, this is how we're heading towards the boss fight. This is how they keep you from leaving the boss fight. However, the hirelings can sometimes get stuck in some of these cracks, fall through the world, and die. And there's nothing you can do about it. So do not drag your hirelings through the water slide. Resummon them on the other side. So here's Evan. He's a bit of a hothead. And here's the lady in black. So she is saying, okay, fine, you caught me. What are you going to do now? And I'm like, I just want to talk to the guy. She's like, oh, well, in that case. She thought we were with the cop, which now technically we were kind of working with the cop. She doesn't realize we are also the guy who was originally going to come in here and help Evan. So they were running from us thinking we were on the other guy's team. So now we have to beat up a couple of waves of bad guys, which the assassins have never really given me any issue. But like with most fights, you want to aim for the casters. So the Warforged spellcaster, just straight up spellcaster, take him out and then chase the rest. There's not currently any archers, or casters, but the archers go last. We don't really care about archers. Shaman needs to go down because they will actually cast heal. And hey, look, it's the cop. We cannot damage him there, so I really, really hope that they drag him over here. Can I throw something at him? apparently. This is going to take a while if I can't get him out. There we go. Because he was standing in a puddle. I physically couldn't hit him with the sword. There we go. That was a lot shorter than I'm used to, but I usually do this on Epic.
If you want to talk to Evan, you need to do
So.
it now.
Hi, Evan. So, he cannot testify against Vaunt because his head's on fire. Turns out he has one of the aberrant dragon marks. It's not associated with one of the main houses. So he's going to be... He's under the protection of House Thorani, I think. Moon Slice. What do you do? The Dagger of Negativity. Oh, it's Vorpal. Alright. Extra ice damage, extra negative. Cool. I don't have a dagger character. Especially not on this account, but cool. So, he can't help. So the lady says they're going to keep him safe. And in the future, they're going to owe me a favor because I helped keep them both alive. So at some point, she'll do us a favor. So that's 3 down. I want to say we're at the last one of section 2. Unless I'm forgetting somebody. Just grab something. Last one. Finally going to go after the thing we've been here trying to find this whole time. That's Vaunt. That's Vaunt right there. He is doing a product announcement. He's literally rented out a theater to do a product announcement of his improved version of the Arcane Assistant. Because he is here, and he is quite aware of the downsides of his little toy, he's brought the Stormreach beacon with him to protect him. We're going to go steal it. Unsteal it. Re-steal it? We're going to go take it. Here's the lady we just talked to. She has pulled some strings, and we've got a man on the inside.
Stormreach beacon. Vaught's protection against vengeful forgeries. The beacon will
Up to the theater.
but that's never
I am not aware of... So we need a ticket. There's a scalper down here who's going to sell us a ticket. I'm not aware of any of these little intimidate, spot, bluff. I've never seen any of them ever succeed. I will intimidate you.
You'll need a ticket to get in, like everyone else.
I got a ticket!
Don't they know who you are?
Apparently just on Epic, the DCs are so high I've never seen it work. But it worked here. Rolled an 18. Here's my ticket. Just grab the scalper. Just give me a ticket. That's what you get for scalping. If you can't pass the checks, that's fine. You give him 50 gold. Basically, like, oh, here, I've got 3 buttons and some lint. Here you go, peasant. That's what 50 gold means in this game. Alright. So our man on the inside is right here. Molin Kane. And you actually have a legitimate choice to make right now. He has 2 things he can do for you. He can make the boss fight he can make the boss fight easier by taking half of the combatants out of the fight, or he can make getting there easier by making it so you don't have to fight the random enemies for the first half of the quest. Personally, I usually have him... So, I usually take the backstage pass. I am not speaking well today. The backstage pass lets... Well, he'll basically yell at people and they will assume that we are supposed to be there. And just make sure he catches up. Because he physically has to be there. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk in the door. We step in. And he says his little bit. And that stops them from aggroing. They just will not aggro as long as he's with me. If you get too far in front of him, he won't be close enough to actually yell. And the bad guys will aggro anyway. So just make sure he's keeping up with you. And I'm mostly muscle memorying my way through here. There's a lot of... We're backstage at a theater, right? These are the prop rooms, the dressing rooms, all that stuff. This was not the way I wanted to go. There's a lot of cool stuff back here. And if you break it, Vaunt has to pay for it because it's his security deposit. So if I were to have broken a bunch of stuff, it would come out of his security deposit. It's an optional. Break something, it'll pop an optional up to break everything. Anyway, you can see the Vordwraiths, right? They're being held in place because of the magic of the Stormreach beacon. This is why he wanted the beacon, was because it shuts these guys down. I want to say these are the souls of the people who have died using his tools, so they're angry vengeance ghosts, basically. And remember, the beacon was there to mitigate the rage virus. So the ghosts can't be angry until the thing is removed. I'm going to climb the stairs. And we are now officially, actually backstage. Like, you can peek through if you get the right angle. There's Vaunt. We are literally backstage. So, the door we want is actually right there, but it's locked. We need to push the levers that are in the rafters here. Oh. Normally I would turn my brightness up, but brightness hasn't been working lately. There you go. There's a lever there. There's a lever there. Make that first jump onto this first beam and just walk straight all the way to the other side. And there's another cross beam. Much easier to jump to the cross beam. You don't risk falling. If you fall and Vaunt sees you, you will get teleported to one of the back rooms surrounded by enemies. Because you'll be in like the little jail holding cell and you have to use a ranged weapon to hit the lever to get yourself out of jail. And even if you had the guard captain, now you have to fight your way through all the enemies you skipped. It's bad. Do not fall. Hit the two levers. Making sure I hit that one. And then just drop straight down behind Lucy, the assistant. And you can just walk right in the door now. Because she is going to go... She's in the middle of her cutscene still. If you took a long time, she might be aggressive and over here. You just kill her. There's going to be a bunch of Vaunt's goons behind this door, so we're now in the second half of the quest. We had to leave our backstage pass guy behind, so now we have to actually fight through the enemies. But just for this one hallway. 'Cause remember, if you took the easy boss fight, you had to fight all of those random goons we walked by anyway.
If you please.
Damn this box to Kyber! Will you listen to me?
The troll lashes out.
We're going to open a door. Wrong door.
Well,
If you open a door and it's a closet, it was the wrong door.
how you get the best value for your money.
Am I pointed the wrong way?
Still cast the spell, even when misused. In
There we
such
go.
a-
You want the one with the green film. This glass wall. The golems will come over here and break it for you. Yo.
We do have
There we go. So after these guys are gone, which is gonna take. Look how long those guys take to go down, and I'm over leveled with epic powers.
minor image and perfect for the garden. Leoman's tiny hut. I imagine you have questions.
All right,
Oh, yes.
we found the
Bring it
thingy.
back. The new Von Arcane Apprentice comes in any color you like.
We touch the thingy, it blows the stone away, releases
Lucian Von
all of the forge wraiths,
anguish on his lips. He died.
and they all go in there and murder the loving heck out of him. So now, all of the forge wraiths we've been passing are all active, all at once. Okay? They're not necessarily aggroed on us. Just make sure your fire resistance is up, because that is a lot of fire damage all at once if you're not on that. So, backtracking time. Not very far. We're going to do a little backtrack. Here's Lucy up here. Lucy's fighting these things. So she's half dead by the time we get up here. There we go. Free XP for taking her out. The forge wraiths apparently fall through this rainbow floor. I still have ghost touch. Forge wraiths are wraiths. Okay? They count as ghosts. Make sure you have your ghost touch equipped, or you're going to be swinging twice as often. Alright, back up the stairs. We're going right back to where we were when we did the levers in the rafters to open that door. Going right back up that staircase. But this time we're going to climb this ladder. Because our whole plan was to steal the beacon back and then book it for the roof. Because on the roof is an airship waiting for us. We have an escape vehicle for once, and we just have to get there. If you can pick the lock, there is a shrine and a chest in that door. But you have to be able to pick the lock. So if you're a spellcaster and you blew through all your spell points getting here, make sure you can open that door. Taking out the last couple forge wraiths. Nothing special to this door, just open it. Take the last couple guys out. And we are just about at the boss. And by boss, I should say bosses. So we're going to fight a pair of bosses 3 times in a row. They're going to spawn right here on the... Right as we get to that bridge, there's going to be 2 spawning right there. 2 on that little round platform. And 2 on the ship itself as we go to tell the captain that we're ready to go. If you talked to the man on the inside and told him to distract the mercenaries, that means that you're going to fight 1, 1, and 1 boss instead of 2, 2, 2. So you get... That is not the button I was going for. You get half as many fights, but you had to fight all the minions on the way here. I would, with this character, we're just going to beat him up. So there's that Archon that I pointed out in the first quest that we did here, and Zulkis, the investigator's brother. They were the first two here. Up here, here's Helma. We never met her, I don't believe. But here's Urk. We've just straight up killed him before. You have to fight the golems no matter what. I will say that most of these run away when they get onto low health. Get over here, Urk. Of all of them, you should know I'm coming for you. Because she's not technically dead, and her blade barriers and stuff will not go away until their normal expiration time. But they run for the dimension door. And then we come up here, and oh look, it's the same hyena guy that we fought in the last one. Not the last one, but in the one where Isabet died. Everybody runs away except the Minotaur is too stubborn to run away. He's our real boss. Minotaur dead, we get XP. Talk to Captain Morgan. Toy? No toys. There are 2 raids, I think. But they are not, to my knowledge, directly connected to this storyline. Oh, I forgot to turn this one in first. Bunch of stuff I don't want. So, the Sharn City Councilor is quite happy. They do point us to the cogs, whatever that is. Because we've dealt with Vaunt, but we haven't dealt with the lingering Forge Wraiths. I want to say that's one of the raids, is you go and wipe out the Forge Wraiths. Alright, I was not happy with how I started out the cogs, so we're going to try again. The cogs are basically part 3 of the Sharn pack. It's going to be this elevator on the side, so the right side elevator, or I guess up on the map, that's the quests that we just did. This other one takes us down into an adventure area. The little cogs guide, he'll take you to spots you've been before. We've seen that a few times. So, this may not be your first venture into the cogs. That very first quest we did, a Sharn Welcome, you might have gotten dumped in here if you didn't back up enough that the floor breaks, you fall in the cogs, unless you did what I said to do and back up as soon as you talk to Vaunt. So, if this is your first time in here, though, this is a pretty big area. And there are quests all over the place. I want to say in the ballpark of 10 quests, 8 to 10. Only 2 of them are what I would consider truly quest length. The rest of them are more smash and grabby, kind of flavorful little things. It's not like you're just opening up a cave and killing 2 things and getting XP. They each have their own purpose, but they're much shorter. Short and sweet. So, I'm using my horse, and we're going to head over here to the left, going south on the map, because there's really just one lonely little quest down here, so I usually hit it first. And then we'll recall and reset back to the middle. We're going to go around this way. What we're aiming for is this right in the corner. So we should be... Then we point the right way. That corner. It is a little on it is a little up, so you don't want to jump down into the middle or you'll have to climb up again. So stay high, go around the outside, and we should, yeah, right up this little hill. Our first quest. The Depths. Why not? I'll go in on hard. Like I said, I did 4 or 5 of these last night, but I was really tired and out of it. So, we're going to do them again, and we're going to pay more attention. Going in on hard just because I happen to have it unlocked for the first half of these quests. And, sure, Death Ward. The more buffs you have, the longer it takes to actually start each quest. So we've got Malik Knivit. He thinks these goblins are up to something. And he's right. So we're going to take these goblins out. This is actually the pack that introduced goblins to the game, which is wild if you think about it. That goblins, like that classic level 1 bad guy, didn't show up for what? This is the 17th anniversary right now, so how many years ago did Sharn come out? Not that many. We're gonna roughly 15 years, I think, before goblins were introduced to the game. We've had kobolds. Kobolds are the Eberron equivalent, but still. What throws me off is that they're not green, right? Like, they just look like hairless dwarves to me. Guess we could kill the last guy throwing stuff at us. There. So up here, we have found the main... I don't remember you being there a moment ago. We found the main excavation site. So whatever they've dug up, it looks big and spooky. So we're going to finish killing them off. So whatever they're planning can't happen. And I'm too clunky to jump up that little jump. So one of the nice things about being in the epic levels, as we start leveling up a little bit, which is going to take a long time right now, but you get +1 to all skills rather than having to pick. So our jump will slowly get to be a mediocre amount instead of terrible. Alright, we pull the lever, and then over there, Malik, the concerned citizen that we met at the entrance, pops up. And he goes, "Tee-hee-hee, I was a bad guy all along. Look how big that gnome is." That's not a gnome. That's Slender Man, is that gnome?
It was a great help. Those fools had no idea what they were doing.
Oh no, it was a Rakshasa. Tiger Man is the tricked us. So what this is it's a gateway to Kyber. Basically a portal that demons can walk through. So we're gonna smoosh it. You can kill we have to smoosh him and kill Malik. You could kill Malik first, but I want him to know that I broke his toy first. And there we go. I want him to know. Especially because even on hard mode, he's gonna go down hard. Bonk. What do we got? You got a toy? No toys. Alright, one down. Very, very small quests. Some of these. there's usually like one extra hallway you can go down, but not terribly expansive. Now you do have to run out here and find them. I mean, by find, I mean you open the map. They're all clearly marked on there. Little quicker for us to just pop back in. Get back on our horse and ride away. Next, we're going to turn right at that intersection and go up and get the one in the top left corner. It's a little harder to get to. The cogs are a little... They're kind of separated out by area. So these little ruins, you only go down there for one quest. This is the staging area for the raid. This is a big... Like, it's obviously a lava area, right? But there's scaffolding and building stuff. Like, it... That has a lot of height to it. So it's very easy to actually not be able to go forward anymore because you are down low and there's no way to climb. You have to come from the other direction. There's a slum right here with 3 quests. 1, 2, 3. Kind of just in the slum area right there. There's this is Vaunt's factory, what's left of it. There's a quest up there. And each of them have like their own little... They got different enemies. It's quite a variety considering that this is just like underneath the rest of the city, right? This is, I guess, the equivalent of the Sharn sewers is what this would be. Still built on ancient giant ruins by the looks of it. Alright. Hugging the left wall here in order to climb higher. I believe we are on track to get around this corner and into quest number 2. Yep. And again, I did this one before, so I'm just going to go in on hard because we can. By hard, I mean hold left mouse button. Once you hit level 20, your character gets such a big power boost. I almost didn't take level 20 when we got there because I didn't want everything to be super easy, but this playthrough's not about being easy. This is about showing the quests. And we are roughly in the level range of the quest. I mean, 16's not... Actually, this one might be... Yeah, level 16 on hard. It's not like we're crazy far ahead. We've been about 4 levels ahead of everything this whole time. It just happens that we've crossed the epic threshold. Oh, I was really hoping that would decapitate him. Anyway, so this one, we're going to follow the red crystals. There's a bunch of Wraithcaller worshippers. So these are the guys who, I guess they saw all those Forge Wraiths pop up and they're like, yeah, this seems like a good idea. We're going to join the Ghost Team. Okay. I'm sure people would do that in the real world. I mean, okay. Context. I'm pretty sure if ghosts showed up like, you know, Ghostbusters style, New York is covered in ghosts, I think even I would be on Team Ghost. I'd be like, that's the coolest goddamn thing I'm ever going to see in my lifetime. That's amazing. I want to be part of that. But in a world like this, the lever we pulled opened this door. In a world like this, where ghosts and all this stuff are pretty common, it's like, okay, what was special about these ones that made you want to found yet another cult and hope that just any old adventurer didn't wander through here? The Forge Wraiths aren't even demanding. It's not like there's... I don't believe there's been a single Forge Wraith that stopped and went, hey, I am god of the Forge Wraiths or whatever. Meet my demands. They're all just kind of going, "Bleh." They're just ghosts.
Worshippers kneel before a makeshift altar. In their prayers, the cultists express
Anyway, here's their high priestess. We're going to kerbonker.
punish those who have wronged them.
And then
Spots you.
Forge Wraith pops up,
Intruders.
big and scary, and we smite him too.
Our vengeance in the city above. The high priestess
And Corporal.
seems strangely untroubled by her imminent death.
Oh, that was her swinging at it. I was going to say, I have Ghost Touch. I saw her swing miss because of Incorporeal.
Will be his. As the Forge Wraith
Toy?
falls, shocked voices
No toys.
cry out throughout the cavern.
Although,
The cult is
Con 7 resistance isn't,
and the city is now safe.
it
from
really
its
isn't bad.
enemies. Yet this was not
Scroll of
the only
Teleport,
Forge
somebody
Wraith.
will want that.
More still lurk in the cogs, driven by their never-ending
Nah.
thirst for vengeance.
2 down. We're not going to recall all the way this time. We're going to follow the top of the map and move over to the slum area. Are we? Let's recall. I could run along the top right here, and we would end up in this little section here and go do that quest. But I might as well recall, because one of those quests you can't get at from below. You have to come from basically the entrance that we drop into right here. So we might as well just go do them in the order we can get them here. Back on the horsey. So the next quest is going to be this one right here, literally around the corner. Just whoop, done. It is one of the 2 long quests. It is also a little buggy. So, the Smuggler's Safe House. If you have to farm an item in Sharn, you hope it's not from this quest. Well, you hope it's not from
You hear the
one of
grind
the capstone
massive
ones.
gears and heavy machinery.
So,
A man
Molin Kane here is going to tell us that there is a smuggler's storehouse here. We are here to smushify all of their stolen goods and all of their faces.
The Boromar clan has set up a
What's
smuggling operation down here.
unusual here
Lieutenant Kane tells you
is that there are
disrupting
puzzles.
their operation and
So
dealing with their
I could probably just bang my way through the front door there. You can actually see this trap.
store's hinges are coated in rust.
So there's,
Could create enough
it's kind of hard to make out what it is, right? But what that is there's one of those old style log traps that there's a log just kind of sitting there and you open the door and it swings down and there's one on each side and they go and they squish you. You just take damage. Or you open this secret door right here and you can kind of teleport around the inside, get the drop on them. I can solve these puzzles. The goal here is to get the same number on each of them. See how the middle one had nothing? Now I jumped on it as 3 because it took 1 from each side. This one has none, so it's when I step on it, it's going to take 1 from here and 1 from here, and we're going to end up with 1, 2, 2. See, and when I back up, now 1, 1, 1. Similarly, I'm going to jump on this middle one here. That's going to go down by 1. That's going to go down by 1. This is going to go up by 2. And I'm going to back up. And the puzzle has been solved. These are a little bit glitchy. I think they've more or less fixed them, but there's a reason there's a way you can just walk straight through the quest, right? When I first was doing these back when Sharn came out, if you jumped on one of them and it was already at like 4 or something, it would just raise itself crazy high, and even with maximized jump, you would never get up to it. Like, it was impossible to jump on top of it. Alright. Kill a golem, get a chest. Oh, there it is. They don't show up if you push Q, but there are these buttons on the wall. You literally jump into them to push a button. And some of them do something. So here's a dimension door. It's going to pop us farther into the quest. So now we are on the hunt for keys. There's 2 keys that we need. We need an iron and a silver. There's an optional for smashing all the stuff. I think the iron key can show up in barrels, but I'm just going to hit Q a whole bunch and kind of hope that that's how it reveals itself to me. Ugh, another one of those puzzles. The puzzles are, I believe, all optional. They lead to bonus treasure and the like. Like, look at how tall. Look at how tall that one is. There's no way I'm getting up there. I mean, yeah, I can literally climb up here to yeet myself off of here. Ooh. Found a button. I bet you it's going to lower that fire wall. Oh, it didn't. Well, we hit some buttons. Am I going to try to solve this stupid puzzle? So, the door's giving you a clue. You need... all of these are going to have to land on 2 for it to work. So, if you have a corner that's on 0 and you jump on it, it'll go to 2. So we kind of want to evenly space all of the numbers into these ones here. Because if we can make all of the corners 0, that'll be the easiest. Looks like it only wants to go up to 4. Let's go up again. Okay. So what I want is for the middle to have 2 already. Ugh. Take it from that one. I want this one to go down, not that one. What happens if I just suck it all out of them? Force it out. Is there a pattern to what order it takes them out? There we go. Now the middle's on 0. It's not what I wanted. I want this one on 0, but you know. Now it's on 4. Take it out of that one. Well, actually, that one's on... I guess we could just leave that one on 2, which means I want to undo this. So we can ignore that one. So we need this one and this one to have the extra. Because we're not going to jump on those. We're not going to have to jump on that, so it's not going to lower those ones. Here we go. We've got... This is basically solved. When we jump on here, it's going to go up by 2. And then same thing. Of course, my jump isn't good enough. Come on. And good enough.
Surely danger and a generous bounty.
If you don't have a good enough jump, it's very easy to just accidentally, like, click it twice. I would love for there to be a little panel somewhere where you can just click the buttons in the right order instead of having to jump on the stupid thing. Button. Pushing the buttons. I don't remember what the buttons do. I think it's just XP. But, you know, push the buttons. A holy silver of double shot. I'll bite. Oh no. I reflexively thought that was the end chest. No, we're not. We're not done yet. So I know where the silver key is, because when we were looking at the door over there, which is, if I remember, oh, there's the iron key. Nice. So there's the entrance right there. So silver key is actually sitting right above it. Yep, right there. So we need to take the ramp. Kill this guy. There's our next ramp, so we're going to jump across. It's not quite what I want. How do I get further up? Yeah, here, Savage. And a raptor. Fine, and a shaman. And your little friend, too. Y'all happy now? I was just going to take your stuff. See, there's that log I mentioned. Ready to come and squish everyone. How do I climb higher here? Again, I would adjust my contrast so I could see easier if I could. Ah, I didn't push the jump button. Maybe we have to come from the next room over. No, that's wait. Oh yeah. Right there. We have to cross from over here. So we'll climb up this way instead. Smash all this. Grab the iron key. Continue on. The silver key is right above us. And now we've got both keys. Now these keys are randomly placed. You're going to find them somewhere in this cave area. Technically, you don't need both of them. I want to say... Is it...
The door is sealed shut with a heavy silver padlock.
I want to say this one you can actually pick. If you can pick locks. I know one of the two you can just pick the lock and you skip having to go find the key. But the other one you actually need the key. Fight a few more things. Yes, because velociraptors are known for their ability to stealth in, you know, urban areas.
You jangle the iron padlock.
Need the key.
But the door
Gonna go and fight what's technically the boss?
As you enter the room, you hear someone barking orders from above.
Kind of. Stephen Swade. Up we go. We need to hit this button here. Button.
Take care of the special cargo they were smuggling.
I do think it's funny that they have attack raptors. I mean, I would have an attack raptor. I do have an attack raptor, actually, on my main account. The third button in here is actually on the ground floor. Go step on it.
You hear distressed cries and the pounding of fists on wood.
And now that all three of those buttons have been hit, not the optional push all the buttons, but specifically in that room, 3 buttons. This door is no longer on fire.
Few remaining halflings scramble out of this.
And now we've got some forge wraiths to kill.
But there are some forge wraiths to slay.
We have to kill
Air grows warmer.
all of the forge wraiths in this room.
Forge wraiths
They are all over the place in this
growing
pretty cool looking area, right? Like that. That's pretty cool looking. This lava doesn't hurt. It's just decorative. Hello, Forge Wraith. So, two things we have to do. One, kill the Forge Wraiths. Right? Pretty standard. But there's also... would have been a good time to find one. There are more of these special cargo. There was one in the room with the halfling that we just kind of accidentally, boop, took out. They are hidden, again, more or less randomly. They have set locations, but they're shuffled among those locations. So out of 6 locations, 3 of them are going to have the thing. You want that chest? You solve this puzzle. I don't have enough jump, apparently. Alright. Activate. Activate. Did it. Now I can open this chest. Fire resist, fire absorption with 2 augment slots. Wow. Alright. I will take the fire resistance cloak of fire resistance. That has amused me. I don't know if we're going to be able to get on this one. We have to get all of these to be a 3. And I can barely jump high enough to get on here to even start the puzzle. I might not be able to do this puzzle just because I can't jump high enough. God, give me something. Whatever. Those are optional. If you want to get online and look up the solver or whatever, you can do them pretty quick. Oh, here's what we need. Special cargo. Smoosh. 2 more of those. We are also looking for buttons. Again, there are 3 buttons in this room. Actually, maybe even the last 3 buttons. Fungus. This chest. Special cargo. Just so I don't have to walk over there, we're just going to throw an axe. Come on. Hit it. Really? Fine. We're going to walk over there. Stupid Mario sections with no jump skill. We need to kill the Forge Wraiths anyway. You don't have to hit the buttons. You can just get all of the special cargo and kill the Forge Wraiths and be done. However, if you want the treasure chest, you have to hit 1, 2, 3 buttons. And they are, surprise, randomly placed out here. Again, within a certain reason. There's only so many places they can show up. One of them is just by the ladder we climbed up already. Hey, Forge Wraith, come here. I don't feel like fighting you over there. Oh, hey. Hey, you see that? See that little green right there? That's one of our buttons. This Forge Wraith apparently didn't feel like flying over to me, so... Oh, that was last one. Okay. So we need to jump. They're very hard to see because I can't change my contrast, but there's these little chandelier things that we're jumping on. I don't think I've got... Ooh, I have jump potions that I forgot about. Jump. Yay! 1 button pressed. We still need 2 special cargo, one of which we saw. Could spawn right there. I don't see it. Back the way we came. There's our next button and our other special cargo. Nice! Got him in the same spot. Alright, so we saw... That might have been the special cargo I saw. So we need 1 more of each. 1 to finish the quest. And 1 to unlock the treasure chest. I'm not seeing an obvious green beacon anywhere. So let's go get a different point of view. So, is that the one I was thinking of? It was at the top of one of those gears. So yeah, I think that was the one we saw and we weren't allowed to hit. Still don't see any green dots, and I'm pushing the Q button and I'm not seeing special cargo pop up. So, let's head. Let's head back this way. So back up these crates. Back onto this little chandelier bit. Oop, as I bonked my head a little bit there. So we went up onto this pipe instead of forward. Going forward, oop, not too far. There's even more from the jump on. And this would have been a way easier jump to make, for the record. Go around. Do I see the green light of destiny over here? No. Nothing's responding to me pressing Q. So we're going to try to jump to that adventures pack. There we go. Still nothing. That's the light saying where the chest is, not the one we need to turn off. I mean, we need to turn that light off, but it's not the button. And we'll land there. Anything? No, not seeing anything yet. Well, hold on. Oh, I only saw that one because Q doesn't work. This metal rod's in the way. I just barely saw you. Sneaky. I don't know if I've ever seen one there before. And we still... Pushing Q isn't going to help me at this point. Still need to find that last button so we can open our treasure chest, because we did not come all this way to not at least... Did I take damage? I've never seen that thing hurt me before. Wow. Wow. That's new to me. Anyway. So, this spot over here where we got our first special, the other side of this pipe is one of the spot... Oh! Speak of the devil. You see that? I was just going to say, this is one of the spots it could be, and that's where it is. So we want to be up on there to jump across those. I'm too fat to get up on this. Alright. We have a plan. Pretty sure we can just walk around the backside once we climb the ladder. Just walk over there and jump down to it. Yeah, just boom, there we go.
Sense of accomplishment as you press the final button.
Now we just have to climb our way up to the chest, which is not particularly challenging. you're supposed to be able to get to the chest. Climbity climb. And see if the loot gods favor us. Not even close. Only one security code left. Like, if I could... If I was not recording, I would probably sit there for another 20 minutes trying to force that puzzle until I just randomly found the answer. Anyway, onward we go. We're going to go down and around this corner up to this quest here. Get out of my way. Nope. Map says we keep going this way. I'm going to tell the hireling to follow me, because otherwise they might get stuck in limbo. Yeah, I think we're going the right way. So, this quest in particular is high enough up that you actually have to come from this direction. So we've reached the slum area, but I do not believe that there is a way to climb up here from, we'll say, the lower slums. Hey, taking a tour of your slums. Give me a break here. Anyway, at least I haven't found a way to climb up here. I haven't really tried that hard. I haven't found a way to climb up here. It's much easier to start and just walk straight up here. I've actually done this particular quest a lot of times, because it had items I wanted, and it's very short. Because remember, there's only 2 long quests out here. We've already done one of them, and the last quest is the other one.
It seems to be closed.
This is Fight Club. That's what all of these people are here for. Is they're here for their Fight Club. But some weird stuff's been going on, and they're like, "Oh, hello, random adventurer. We're just standing here all nice and innocently. The problem is, their Fight Club has been interrupted by zombies. Not the police. Not a Grandmaster monk just slumming it or anything.
You must stop this invasion so that the fights in the arena may continue."
Just out of nowhere, zombies. Now, we haven't done this other quest chain yet, but there's a reason these are called Red Musk zombies. These are a very bad kind of zombie. These are not only your, okay, yes, they're zombies. Zombies not good. But these are... Think about, like, The Last of Us. These are, like, the plant-based zombie. This isn't just, oh no, whenever somebody dies, they turn into a zombie. This is, oh, there's some kind of weird fungus, and if it spreads, it's gonna just zombify everybody, living and dead. That's no bueno. So we pull this lever. Boop. It opens a door. You are required to fight all of these zombies in this room. You didn't used to be. It used to be you told the hireling to flip the lever. You walked through the door, and you did not fight any of these. And this little 5-minute quest was like a 2-minute quest. They didn't like that. They changed it so you have... It's part of the quest requirements now. If you don't kill all those waves, you have to go back for them. They got Gwumpy. Ooh, that was a good one.
You feel a chill in the air. The draft seems to be coming from western tunnel.
Alright. Fighting zombies, right? This is one of those short ones. We're gonna kind of just squished there. There are probably more enemy groups in this quest than any of the other quests out here. Like, I don't believe there's this number of bad guys in any of the other ones. In the cogs. There's nothing there. Shrine. And a door. The door does that pseudo close thing where you're not allowed to run out of this door once you go in and start the boss fight. The boss, who is just out of reach here, there's a boss, and there's also these mushrooms. Kill the mushrooms. If you have fireball, you can kind of take 2 steps in, fling fireballs, take those out right away. But yeah, we're gonna make sure that these go down. So we don't have to worry about any spores or anything. I never leave them alive long enough to actually know what they do. I know that's a mind flayer with mushrooms growing out of him. Yeah. Technically, necromancer, kind of. I mean, bio-necromancer? Still no toys. Just under 4 minutes. A lot of these quests are going to be quick. Quick. But despite being quick, there's a pretty good variety of what we're doing out here, right? It actually reminds me a lot of the early quests in the harbor, where you're just pounding them out. 5 minutes a quest, just bam, bam, bam. Only we have a lot more variety to what we're doing. We've had one zombie quest, we've had goblins, we had cultists, bandits. Yes, both bandits and cultists are both just humanoids. In order to get any more progress over here, you need to run to this giant vent right here, and you're going to get launched. So there's a quest right here, but there's also one at the end of this tunnel. So we're going to hit that one, and then that one. This spot right here is very dangerous. Okay? Do not underestimate this spot. Take the time to not screw up. I'm not going to bother killing those guys. So, lava. Much ouch. Floating platform. Kind of jank. Okay? Even more pretty, bright lava, okay? You fall in that, you die. I lost one of my clerics on hardcore to that. Bye, cat! The problem is, you miss that jump onto that moving platform. You take damage when you hit the side. Like, there's a janky hitbox here. You take damage if you're too close to the waterfall of lava. Lava fall. It broke my concentration, interrupted my spellcast because I didn't have Quicken. Landed in that lava, and it was just deep enough that I couldn't cast. You're swimming. You're swimming. That's some big fire damage. This is... If you're on hardcore, don't do this quest. It's not worth it. Do not risk instant death to any little lag spike because of that platform. Now, if I fall in there today, it's like, oh man, oh no, I died, and it costs me what? 2 minutes to run back here? Not a big deal. I should have gone in on hard. Forgot to hit the button. Anyway, there's my PSA for the day. Do not do that quest on hardcore. Now I say that, and of course I came back and I did it. Because the quest is not that hard. This is a short quest. So this guy says, find the guy he sent in here before and figure out why the lava's not hot. Now this lava looks plenty hot. I kind of feel like they should have not started with the hot section, because the quest doesn't make sense until you're halfway through the quest. Well, I guess it's not halfway. It's short. It's right around the corner. So we did. We beat up those things. We're going to beat up a named red guy over here. Hi, red guy. I guess you're not even named. You're just a capital. You're not even a proper noun. But then look at this. We switched from fire demons to ice demons in the middle of a volcano. So, here is his employee that he sent to try to figure out what was going wrong. Apparently, she didn't make it very far. Boromar enforcers. More of them. Oh. Again, take the trappers out so they don't send the giant spider thingy to blow you up. Apprentice with a name on it. That probably means the master is nearby. Here we go. So, Jebazuk Knackle has made a machine that can freeze lava. Cool. Turn it off. Just turn it off. Just turn it off. And so instead of just turning it off, I beat the crap out of him. He teleports away. He reveals he works for the Boromar clan. Surprise.
How have you made it past? Not just my apprentice, but
And we do a very simple puzzle, which I'm probably gonna, yeah, we're gonna mess it up on the first try.
must deal with you myself.
Oh, didn't want to hit that one.
Have at thee. You haven't seen the last of me.
Cackles the gnome as he teleports away. The wizard
There we go.
turn tail and run.
No traps or anything, just
Continues to freeze.
YOLO through it.
You managed to disable the
Even
device.
faster than the previous quest.
Frosty air. You can feel warmth seeping back into the cave. A sign that things are
Like I said, there's some interesting variety in the quest here. They don't... Yes, these are not long, but they also kind of don't waste your time, right? It's like they cut out the 12 extra hallways worth of extraneous bad guys that had nothing to do with what you were there for, and you just get down to it. You're just like, hey, there's a dude in there, go beat him up. Got it. Job done. Very carefully move back across the lava. I guess this is worth pointing out.
We heard shouts from
These are the equivalent of the explorers here. Little journal entries.
to escape. Once we got outside, it was impossible to recognize
There are
anything.
30 of them
There was
between
fire
Vaunt and his
everywhere.
workers.
I was following my
Alright,
friend all
next
over
quest.
the place, but I quickly lost
The
him.
sewer access point. So we're actually
One of the men in robes
in the pretend sewers going to go into the real sewers. Up and in we go. Not on epic. Yes on hard. Why not? We're overpowered. So, Phoebe Helsis has a problem. She's basically a scavenger, right? Well, it even says so right on there. She found one of Vaunt's magical assistant thingies, and then somebody took it from her because she's just a gnome and she's small. She would like somebody who is not a gnome and is big to go and beat up the other guy and take it back. Why am I beating up these trash slimes? I'm just making them split forever. Yeah, you trash slime. You cannot eat my sword. It is magically protected. Alright. There's going to be a bunch of garbage piles. Each garbage pile has some DAS. Remember, they're the other gang. Might even be 3 gangs. They're the not Boromar gang, but they are a gang. So, we just kind of need to kill everybody in the room to open that door. Everybody dead? Close. Bonk bonk. Is that everybody? Nope. Couple more. Is that everybody? Oh, yeah, another one. And another one. And another one. Are they spawning from somewhere? Because I don't... They're probably stealth, right? And I have 0 ability to detect stealth. Alright. That was all of them. The door is open. That was more than I was expecting. So there's a guy who stole the gnome's thingamajig. So we're just going to chase him for a couple of hallways and then fight the boss. Oh no, there's no floor. Whatever shall we do? I guess we will use our featherfall. I don't know what you were expecting, dude. I mean, yeah, he's a member of a gang, so strength in numbers, he probably thinks he's stronger than he is. But, I mean, I killed that whole room full of his guys. So, that is not a goblin. Remember that scene in Star Wars? Don't play in the garbage chutes unless you want to fight an Otyugh. Which, I gotta admit, they did a good job on this monster. So, kill him. He ate the goblin. Grabbed the thing off the floor. She's already got it back, but here, high five, boom. Still no items. We helped out that poor little scavenger. Helping people. That's what paladins do. I think off the top of my head we got 2 quests left. Assuming I didn't forget one out there somewhere. We got the one way up in that corner and the one way down in that corner. We're going to go up and around this way first. Back on our horse, just for the extra movement speed. Fall down and take this ramp here. It'll take us into the next area over. And we're just going to hug the top wall. There's a bunch of lava and stuff. This is the ruined factory. So, seen better days. Got forge wraiths all over the place. Just gonna ignore all of that. And head right into the abandoned Vaunt office. Hireling is here. So, we're just kind of nosing around. Like, nobody told us to come here. We're really just looking around. We found this note. You can technically... So the quests down here, half of them are level 15, half of them are level 17. You could make an argument that you do the first quest of this area, a Sharn welcome, and then do all of the cogs. So this might be how you become aware of the Forge Wraiths, that you came down here before you did any of the other story quests. You were here to break through Vaunt's area looking for the Stormreach beacon. Weird. Normally you have to break that glass, but I guess... Whatever. That's my one thing that I really like about this quest is the flying jump through the broken window, and I didn't even get to break the window. Anyway. Our goal right now is to light that up by solving this puzzle and getting power to go through the wall like that. The power starts on the other side of the force field, so we have to open this one. Be very careful of these two spiders, because these are both those exploding spider things. Do not stand in the circle. If you do, there's your resurrection shrine. Power on. If you power the green crystal, the force field goes down, you kill the things, you get a little treasure chest for your effort. Hooray you. Nope, not that way. Or that way. There we go. Power on, door open, time to fight the boss. Told you. A lot of these are very short. Now this boss is interesting because it's really a wave fight with a lot of Forge Wraiths. I mean, look how cool and big that one is. That's a cool Forge Wraith. If you flip all of these levers, you actually activate the security system. Oh, she almost got that too. Get out of here, Wraith. I have a lever to flip. You flip all the levers. You turn the cannons back on, and the cannons will help you for the rest of the fight. Cannons will even start shooting before you could hit the Forge Wraiths. Especially on higher difficulties, I really like the cannons because they will attract aggro, so that I am not being wailed on by every single ghost at the same time. Even on hard mode, it doesn't matter much right now. But see, look, they got the boss's attention. Let me get in some swings without being attacked at all. And done.
The more can be seen lurking outside in the distance.
Still no items. Alright, I think there's one quest left, and it is the other long one, and it is really far away. We have to cross all the stinking way across. So we're going to go kind of back along the top, hug the wall as much as we can, and this is going to be tricky once we get over here. And I will show you when we get there. So now that we've beaten the quest, I believe these cannons are supposed to wake up because we have turned the system back on. Anyway, follow along the top. I mean, you could also recall and try walking from one of the other spawn-in locations. Be careful when you're using that guide outside of the cogs. He has a tendency to drop, if he drops you down in the wilderness area, he tends to drop you down on top of an enemy spawn. So you have to be able to fight right away. No time to get the hireling out or anything. I need some height. Here we go. There's the tunnel I'm looking for to lead us over here. Now this is the part that confused the hell out of me the first couple times I was here. I'm trying to get to that bottom left corner, right? There's a big old lava pit and a cliff. You cannot climb that cliff. It's just not gonna work. Getting attacked by all sorts of things. So there's no jump off here and try to climb up over there. No. What you have to do is take this little tower thingy right here, climb all the way up it. Follow along into the darkness along this path, up the stairs, and you're gonna go into a tunnel. More like a sewer grate kind of looking thing. But you're gonna take this thing, it's gonna pop you out where you can actually get to the quest. So through the pipes. Not that way. It's dark. I can't see. There we go. We're free. Now you just kind of beeline it for the other side. More Boromar. It's almost like the mob doesn't want things to go smoothly. Go figure, criminals benefit from anarchy. Alright. Run into the darkness and you'll find some cogs dwellers and this quest. They are, if you don't know it's there, like look, you saw this. You saw it. Facing out, this all looks normal, right? Facing in, fucking black, okay? If you don't know to press on to get in here, it's so hard to see. Roll call. Huzzah.
You expected to find Forge personnel hard at work.
I want to say there's 3 variations to this quest. They're all basically the same, but they can be slightly different. I'll say, depending on which pattern you get, there's like a fast pattern, there's an annoying pattern. The goal here is we're actually looking for students. Basically, they're on a field trip, the security system locked the place down, and the teacher wants us to go and find the kids. Right away, here's a split. We have to go through the open door, right? Depending on the dice roll when you walk in, that one could be closed, that one could be open. So you're not going to get exactly the same run every time. So we're looking for the students. The students are all going to be... I cannot see at all. The students are all going to be in open areas, not in the tubes. It's like the McDonald's play place is what this reminds me of. Here we go. When you find an open area with some cannons and stuff in it, and especially a lever, that's where the the student is. There you go. After you talk to the student, hit the lever. The lever is locked until the student leaves. The student will not talk to you until the enemies are dead. Levers open doors. We now have another way we can go. That's the way we're going to go next. But see, we need another lever first. And if we're lucky, it'll be right around the corner here. Here, so here we go. Here we go. This one's doing okay so far. Kill the enemies, talk to the student.
You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
Lever. And instead of going down, which we know, well, there is a lever down there, but that kind of lever, the vertical lever, just turns on an air jet to spit you back up here. That's not the way you want to go at all. We're going to backtrack 2 feet to where that red gem was. This is our new path. That's a tube right there. I cannot see what's going on. Okay. There's a student. This is one of the bigger fights. So we're going to take out whatever's over on our side first before we run over so that all the rest of the ranged things don't get at us. If you are a little squishy or you're playing on a high difficulty, you can just stay in the pipe. Where'd my pipe go? You can just stay in the pipe and range everything. Throw fireballs, shoot your bow. The pipe itself will act as a wall. Yes, the ground guys can run up and in here, but the cannon, there's usually another cannon over there. That cannon will not be able to hurt you if it keeps hitting the wall instead. Alright, how many students we got left? 1. Pulled the lever. This one opened. This is the way we're going. Yes. Had to double check something, but yes. Let's follow the security constructs and the little broken blue things because they provide light, and hopefully, yep, here we are. Alright, that was not too bad. That was not too bad. I have spent much longer times going tube to tube in here. So this time when we talk to him and pull the lever,
Dane tells you that the last student was taken captive by
pull the
force
lever,
security.
pull the lever,
To a
thank
holding
you.
cell. You'll have to go there to
There's a
resolve
treasure
the
chest down
issue.
here usually.
You teleport the hapless
Yep,
student
there it is.
back to the
I'm not going to
entrance.
go get it because I don't like having to ride the air jets to get back out. Instead of taking any higher paths, we're actually just going to jump right in that hole right there. Oops. Bye, hireling. This is going to be the boss right here.
A massive shield guardian protects the holding cell. A student waves at you from behind the magic. Think the host, he cries.
Doop, 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 doop. Just waiting for the robots to recognize there's an intruder. I prioritize the little balls first because they go down fast. And I don't like that they're shooting force damage at me. Then I do the cannons because the cannons are a little slower to kill, but they also do damage. And then everything else. And done. Now we need to drop this force field and let the last student out. To do that, we're going to use this lever. Power up. Laser mirrors on the ceiling. We need to hit that target crystal. So to do that, this is mirror colorless. So we're going to target the colorless mirror and turn it. And we're going to turn it again. And we're going to turn it again. We're going to turn it again. We're going to turn it again. Look, we finally got it to move 1 space forward. Now we have to hit blue crystal, which is this one. And that's the end of that one. Now it's hitting. Also colorless, but on this side, so we're going to use this. We can't change this one because it doesn't have a color. So instead, we're going to go keep hitting colorless until we bounce it to that mirror, because that yellow one we can control. Which means we have to turn the lever like 8 times to get it around. One more. Alright, now we have to change yellow mirror. And one more should do it. There we go. Barrier vanishes.
Quickly.
Talk to the guy.
Unlock
Turns
the
out
doors.
he was stealing shit on the field trip, and that's why the security system kicked on. It's all his fault. We're a paladin, so we're gonna turn him in because we're a paladin,
Pull the lever. A shrill alarm rings out. Code red.
and we are rewarded with
Construct maintenance.
nothing,
Send for City Watch.
which is
We'll have plenty of
kind of what has happened
transactions in prison.
in all of these quests. There's good items out here, I swear. We just didn't get any. I want to say that's the last quest, but there's an easy way to find out. I have to recall first. Ba, 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 ba. That's not this area. So, back in the Sharn zone. Climbing up the stairs, the tavern is right here, complete with giant dragon head. Interestingly, look at this. Heroic Masterminds of Sharn saga. Apparently we've done all the quests. There we go. So, there's all of the quests up here, part 1 and part 2, and Lost at Sea, which was the introduction quest out in the harbor. So when you're doing this saga, you have to go back to the harbor and do Lost at Sea as well. Let's go ahead and claim this reward tier. Jump plus 1 tome. Oh, I don't really care about 16,000 experience. I just want to make sure I haven't already used jump tome. I think we have to take the jump tome. We just have to. How to jump. Bend knee. Unbend knee violently. So, anyway, what I was saying about double checking your cogs quests. The cogs also have a saga of just the cogs. This is probably the fastest saga in the game, just because the quests are all so short. Like, you can do every single one of those quests in the time it takes you to do one quest out in Evening Star. These are very short. Most of them. But anyway, claim the reward tier. Open lock. I'm never going to be able to open lock. So, of note, caustic compound, dampening alloy. These are the things that you need in order to upgrade the very few items that actually engage in the crafting system in this pack. It is probably better for me to take like these randomly, but I don't know what I need or if I'm ever going to need them. But they're very easy to get if you just go run the Cog Saga. boop, there you go. You're probably going to end up running this saga a couple times for either for XP or items anyway. Not a huge deal unless you're trying to craft a whole bunch of the same things. I'm going to go ahead and get this XP. There we go. Slightly closer to getting to level 21. So that was Sharn. This was specifically the Masterminds of Sharn Adventure Pack. So not included in VIP, is a separate purchase. Just even recently went on sale for a major discount. Like, the adventure packs, yes, they're kind of annoying that they aren't included in VIP. That being said, they are some of the cheapest things you can buy when they go on sale. And they usually, they still come with a lot of the bonuses that you used to be able to get. Like a couple back. You can't go... I don't believe you can get the bonus items out of the original one anymore. It only goes back like 2 or 3 years. But some of the cool stuff's still available. Shield Guardian Hireling, I believe, was the one for Sharn. Just an extra permanent gold seal hireling you can just run around with, plus all your other guys. Anyway. Look into the sales, because the sales are usually pretty good. This guy right here is our patron. Almost all the Sharn quests give you Sharn reputation. So just by talking to him, having done all the quests, we now have +2 to bluff and haggle. Thank you. Plus, that's 4 skill ranks we got for free. They're not ours, right? They're not our skills. Well, haggle just makes everything. Sell for more, buy for less, just because you have better haggle. I don't know. Oh, my inventory is getting screwed up again through my laziness. Oh well. That was Sharn. I think it's safe to say that Sharn is a pack that I would recommend. There's a lot of content. There's probably some of the best items in the game, and even if they're not tippy top best, they're going to end up being at least second best and probably your first easiest stuff to just go get. This is the stuff you wear to go get the stuff you really want out of the raids. There's a lot of good gear out here. We didn't see any of it apparently, but it's out there. And there's a lot of quests. The storyline actually culminates in you getting to deal with the guy for once. I mean, I can't tell you how disheartening it is to be doing a playthrough series where we actually try to talk about the lore and storyline as we go, and most of the time the storyline is tied up in the raid, and it's like, alright, go watch somebody else's video of the raid, I guess, and maybe they'll mention what's going on. But not this time. There are raids. 2? I think there's 2 raids. Obviously I don't do them, but Sharn did come with a raid if that's your thing. Yeah, this is an easy one to recommend. This is basically, if you're only going to buy one pack, you buy this one. This just gives you the most bang for your buck, I think. Level 15 is also a great place to have your heroic XP. Like, because this is so big, it kind of ruins all of the other level 15 quests. But you could easily get from 15 to 20 just here. Just play all these a couple times. It's got 2 sagas. 2 sagas. easy XP, get all your loot, ready to run into the epic stuff. I mean, I'd even be running these on normal mode when I'm under level. Like, I think the last character that I ran, I think I might have skipped Giant Hold and just came here at like level 12 or 13. Just because I was like, no, we're just going to go do Sharn. I'm just going to do Sharn like 4 times to get more items. Anyway. That is the end of the level 15 stuff. And because of, again, wacky level ranges, majority of our level 16 stuff is done too. So, we're going straight into another adventure pack. One that is actually just as big as Sharn, but didn't receive quite as warm of a welcome. So, next time on Strategy and Snark, we're going to go take a look at the Shadowfell Conspiracy Pack. So, back over in Evening Star, we actually started that storyline during the free quests. And then they locked the actual Stinger quest behind buying the pack for some reason. But that's where we're going to start off with. So if you haven't already done so, and you're watching all these quests, maybe go look again at the level 15/16 free quests video. Right at the end, I believe it was the very last 2 quests, where we captured the Disciples of Shar and prevented them from being rescued by the Sahagin lizard folk? Guys in Swamp. Those 2 quests are going to lead in specifically to where we're going next. So, hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. This has been a very long video, and it's only going to be longer next time because of just how much is included in that next pack. We'll see you then.